can feel your love. We could be more than just part-time lovers. I can feel your touch. We could be more than just part-time lovers.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll feel better about that in about, 38 days. Because that means there'll be 90 days left until we have football, which doesn't seem like a long time to me. 90 days is a short time. Yeah, Miyagi, I'll talk about that in just a second here. I'm still getting stuff together. I need like 2 more minutes. No, you don't have to shut up. I encourage comments. What are you trying to say, Scott? Huh? You think Kid Rock wants to drink Bud Light when he listens to this song, too? All right. Enough of this Bud Light music. Let's get the show started. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Did you miss me? I missed you. No, what do the kids say these days? No cap. Yeah. I did. I missed you guys. You know, it's weird. Most of my social interaction comes on my YouTube channel, and not just my YouTube channel, a lot of your other YouTube channels and all the ones that we watch and the whole thing. But, you know, if you miss, when you do as many shows and videos and stuff as I do throughout the year, if you miss even 3 or 4 days, it feels like an eternity. So it's been 10 days since I've done anything. And the whole time I was gone, we were always on the go. You know what I mean? There was something to do every single day. Lots of driving, lots of excursions, this and that. So I didn't get to tune into a lot of the shows that I normally tune into. I did tune in a couple of times when I was at the cabin late at night for 5 or 10 minute stints, but not really. So it felt like an eternity. But listen, we had a great time. We did a lot of stuff. The kids had fun. We're all in one piece. You know what I mean? Nobody got hurt. I didn't fall. Actually, I did fall. That's a lie. I fell when we were hiking in Table Rock the first weekend because you had to cross this stream, and to make a long story short, I almost fell, but I caught myself. And of course, Mrs. Peete had to make fun of me about that. Oh, I wish I would have got that on camera. You almost fell. But we're all in one piece. Everything's good. But I am glad to be back and getting back into the swing of things here. So I'm not going to bore everybody with the, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day recap of the trip that we took. Here's what I will tell you. I'll make it short and simple. And the reason I hesitate to talk about it too much is because I feel like people just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was my trip. I don't think that anybody really cares about my trip. Maybe they do. I don't know. If you want to join the StreamYard after we do the news and you want to ask me about my trip, I'll be happy to answer anything. I don't want to shove anything down anybody's throat as far as what I did the whole time. But just a sort of like outline of what we did. We stayed in 4 different places in 9 days. So we were all over the place. Spent the first weekend in Table Rock State Park with some of our friends that we meet up there every year. We had a great time there with them. Then we drove to stay in Maggie Valley for 4 days. We did a bunch of stuff there. We went zip lining, horseback riding, hiking, stuff like that. Then we spent one night in Cherokee at the casino on Thursday night. Then we headed down to Clemson for Friday and Saturday night and with some other friends and went to the Clemson spring game. And then, of course, came home yesterday afternoon. So that's the long and the short of it. Again, if anybody who wants to ask me anything about the trip, I'd be happy to tell you. Now, some short announcements real quick before we start the show and get to the chat. Where is it here? Here we are. So the Lunch Money Show has been on high. I don't even know how many weeks we missed. 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think it's been 3 weeks we've missed the Lunch Money Show, but Lunch Money Show on tonight, 10 p.m. And yes, we will be discussing the location for the 2024 Slab Olympics. Anybody who listened to the morning show this morning on Lou's channel, Battle Angel was hosting, or the Bad Bitch Fuel show yesterday on Battle Angel's channel, they went through the emails of different pitches of different places, why we should stay there. I think we narrowed it. Well, I don't know if it's been narrowed down to anything. I do have my top 3, and I also have my top 1 where I would vote to go. And we'll talk all about that tonight on the Lunch Money Show. So for all the people, I feel like I get asked 10 times a day, have you guys figured out where the next Slab Olympics is? Even on the trip, when I wasn't even on YouTube, we Huffer Billy Paul and Raj both came up, along with some other friends that I go with every year, to the spring game. And both of them asking me, hey, have you guys figured out where the Slab Olympics is yet? I'm like, we'll get to it this week. I know everyone's anxious to figure out where it's at so you can start planning. And believe me, so am I. I can't speak for Lou. I'm sure he's ready to go ahead and get this thing figured out too. But we'll talk all about that tonight at 10 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. But there were some really good entries, though. Some better than others, I think. But it's like I told Raj. Now, Raj is his mindset is it went so great in Isle of Palms and it's such a great location for doing what we did that we should just do it there every year. And it's like I told Raj. I was like, look, I am definitely not opposed to that for selfish reasons. It's in my hometown. I don't have to travel. You know what I mean? I would love nothing more than that. But I also recuse myself from that conversation because it does seem selfish. And it's like I told him, I don't really care where it's at. I just don't care. I mean, I do care, kind of, but I don't really care. Whether it's a 2-hour drive or an 8-hour drive is not going to mean that I don't go and don't bring my family. So I would like to say, you just tell me where it's at and I'll show up, except I'm part of the, few group of people that are making the final decision on this. So I guess I do have to have an opinion on it, but I don't really care. And there's nowhere we can go that's going to hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? I just, as long as it meets the minimum criteria, the bare minimum criteria of location, cost is an issue for most people, including us. And whether or not, weather's one of them, right? We got lucky this year because the week after, what we have it on I think it was March 4th this year. The very next Saturday, it was 40 degrees outside. So we just got lucky that we hit a weekend early in March that it was 80 degrees that day. But the further south you go, obviously, if you go into the Florida, even southern Alabama, southern Georgia area, the more likely you are to have, warm weather. Now, rain could be a different story. But anyway, look, obviously nobody can predict the weather or plan it. It's going to be what it is. But so there you go. No matter where it's chosen, I'll be cool with it. Now, whether or not everyone else will be cool with it is a different story. I just don't know. We'll find out. But it keeps getting better every year, and I have no reason to believe that this year, or next year rather, 2024, will be any different. All right, let's see who's in the chat here real quick. Real quick, though, I want to acknowledge some of the super chats. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show. Scott Kerr, appreciate you. For Billy Paw, Peete brought it home in the SO Club Saturday. Durkin's in the house. Yeah, so we went to we left at halftime. Well, first of all, Miyagi was asking about what I thought about the game. Has the offense changed at all? It was really hard to tell. If you ask the people that I was with, especially Huffer Billy Paul, he'll tell you he didn't see any difference. First of all and foremost, I don't put much stock in any spring game at all. It seemed to me as if 30% or more of the starters were out on both sides of the ball. The top 3 receivers were out. Well, 2 of the top 3 receivers were out, maybe the 4th one. Antonio Williams did play. Randall was out. Stellato was out. Anyway, and then after Cade Klubnik, you got Vizina, who's a true freshman. I guess he played okay. And then Hunter Helms, who didn't play great. I think he threw a couple of interceptions, including the pick 6 that ended the game. The white team ended up winning. But here's what I took out of it. And this is the only reason I would like to watch these games is I want to see the incoming freshmen that are hyped up throughout the offseason. And I can tell you, and anybody who watched the game can tell you, that Peter Woods is as advertised. He's just one of those guys. As long as he can stay healthy at Clemson, he will be in the top tier, top 5, top 10 defensive players in all of the country, as long as he's at Clemson. That's just, I mean, anybody who knows anything about football could see that. The guy's an absolute force. But other than that, I don't take a whole lot of stock out of the spring game. And frankly, we left at halftime. So I didn't even, well, we watched some of the second half at the SO Club. But anyway, we left at halftime, went to the SO Club. But Bobby Durkin showed up there. So it was good to see him and talk to him for a few minutes. And then Brian Brzee came and sat down at the table right next to us. And I wanted to get a picture with him for YouTube or for Twitter. But he had so many people coming up and asking him for pictures. You could tell he was really nice about it. And he took a picture with everybody that asked him. But you could just tell he didn't want to be bothered. He was there with a group of his friends. I was kind of surprised that he wasn't at the game because there was a bunch of players from last year's team that are entering the draft like him that were at the game and on the field. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he just wanted to hang out with his friends and chill. But I didn't want to bother the guy. You know what I mean? So I didn't go up and ask him for a picture. I read the room, and the room said that he didn't want to be bothered, so I didn't bother him. But we had a great time at the game. It was one of the best spring games I've ever been to as far as the level of fun that I had. It had nothing to do with football at all. We had a great time tailgating. We had a great time in the game. We had a great time after the game. And that night, we had a really great time, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anybody who actually sat down and watched, I need to go back and probably watch the entire game and pay attention to every snap. You know, I was there with my kids. You got to go to the bathroom. You got to go get a hot dog. You got to, you're socializing. So you miss a lot of what's actually going on. But I'll have to go back and watch the game. Anybody who did watch the game on TV and watched every snap, I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you saw or didn't see, or comments, criticisms, and everything in between. All right, let's get to the chat. Cheers to the chat. Matt Dummett's here. Alan A. CJ. Traveling Fool says, yo, 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 yo. Nick DTV. Scott Kerr. Joey Foster's in the house. Yeah. Baylor man. What's up, Tiger Cat? Zona Tucson 93. The Nature Boy. Miyagi Fan Karate. The real Big Lee. Not the fake Big Lee. The real one. Will the real Big Lee please stand up? Battle Angel's here. Pastor Dave. Rec Talk. So I haven't seen this yet. I saw it come across my feed. I need to go back and watch it. I would like to hear from Rec Talk and or Sea-Dog about their experience at the Georgia Tech game, because I saw they set up a whole tent. And I don't even know what, I'm going to have to pull it up on here. I don't even know, they had some sort of banner made up with their pictures on it. Did you guys see this? I would like to know how that went. Did people come by and talk to you, players, fans, whatever? And of course, I also know that at Georgia Tech spring game, for whatever reason, you're just, it's a free-for-all there. You can just walk down on the field like you're a damn coach during the game. It's like, you can't do that at Clemson unless you want to get tackled by the policeman. You know what I mean? I don't need those problems. But I would like to hear how that went, and I will go back sometime today when I get a minute and try to watch some of that live stream in the video that they uploaded, because that was cool. Where was I at? Huffer Billy Paul, Nate the Great, Stingray, Chunky D33, Richard Williams. Hope them little Peete boys gain an appreciation and excitement for college football. Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, we took them last year to the spring game, and the oldest Peete boy has been to a couple actual real football games at Clemson. I don't know. Maybe he'll get older and have a better appreciation for it, but he just doesn't give a shit about football at all. You know what I mean? Which is the opposite of the way I was when I was a young kid. Sports is what I lived for. I was 24 hours a day. If I wasn't in school, I was either playing a sport or watching a sport. That's just that was my thing. But you know, kids these days, a little bit different. A little bit different. Well, some of them anyway. What's up, Luke? The middest of all the day shows. Oh. What's up, Jordan? Jeremy Garrettson. Drewski 2 times. Big Papa. Yeah, Peter was the real deal. Roger Dodger. Slim says he didn't even watch Miami's spring game. There's this whole thing about on Twitter. South Carolina. This happens every year, too. South Carolina fans and Clemson fans arguing over who had more people at the spring game. I got news for you. Who gives a shit? I mean, it's a spring game. You know? And they post pictures before the game when the stands are half empty and they go, oh, look, nobody was there. And they do it. Clemson does it to South Carolina. South Carolina does it to Clemson. It's such a ridiculous argument. Who cares? Sports Talk 101. Sea-Dog. John Bauer. 45-23, good morning and that. Yeah, what's up, Twisted Rooster? Dyslexic BVD. Hell's growing on here. On her. I wish I knew who dyslexic BVD was. Jamie. Jamie says, Pete, did you happen to go to HHI for RBC? I don't even know what that means. You know what I mean? Paxton. All right. I did, traveling and dealing with different people on the road in different states and whatnot does give you a lot of things. I came up with a lot of ideas for rants, that's for sure. So maybe, we'll see. Anywho, let's get to the news, shall we? And then after the news, I will open up the StreamYard like I normally do. Anybody who wants to come on and hang out, shoot the shit, ask me questions, tell me lies. Any of those things are acceptable. Let's go.
Breaking news from the PigskinPeete YouTube channel.
Thank you, Huffer Bailey, for the super chat. Newsflash, Raj didn't need those Raj whisperers this weekend. I don't even know what that means. What's up, Harold? Yeah, I really did. We got lucky, too. Weather-wise, the first day in Table Rock, that Saturday, we left on Friday. We didn't get up there till, I don't know, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock on Friday night. And all of Saturday, I think all over the Southeast, it wasn't just where we were, it was 40 degrees and just a steady rain all day. So we basically just kind of stayed in the cabins and hung out. But after that, the weather was perfect. The entire rest of the week, everywhere we went, it was 70 degrees every day and sunny. I mean, we really got lucky in that respect. Oh, Dabo, yeah, he's a character. All right, let's get to the news here, shall we? What's been in the news? I've been out of the loop. Yeah, I'm not reading that one. I like the ones with videos, so here we go. Connecticut man fights off 4 suspects in attempted carjacking and harrowing video. Let's take a guess where this is. Thank God for Ring doorbells, by the way. I don't have one, but some of the best videos on the internet are via Ring doorbells, it seems like. A man in Connecticut traded blows with multiple people who were attempting to brazen broad daylight carjacking in April 10th. Police are searching for 4 suspects captured on camera attempting to steal a car parked in a residential driveway in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. The homeowner's Ring video surveillance system captured the entire incident, and police released a video as they seek to identify the suspect. So they don't even know who it is yet. Now, it's one thing to get carjacked. It's a whole different thing to get carjacked in your own driveway, isn't it? The hell? The video shows a lone carjacker approach and enter the red Infiniti parked on the Valley View Drive. The owner, rushing out of the house, confronts the suspect and pulls him out of the car by his face. God damn. 2 struggling before breaking apart. The suspect then charges the owner, and the 2 begin grappling. Usually this ends up with somebody getting shot. I don't know if that's what happened here. It doesn't appear that way. The suspect was eventually joined by 3 other suspects, 2 of which tried to strike the victim's face while he was restrained. The 4th suspect stood and watched the incident unfold. The assault ended when another individual inside the house yells out that they are calling the police, inspiring the gang of suspects to flee in a black Mercedes. Still being investigated by the police, so they don't know who it was. Thank God that no one was seriously hurt, Police Sergeant Jeffrey Foss-Rugen said. They're lucky. And when I say they're lucky, I'm talking about the carjackers are lucky. Because they tried to steal a car from a guy who doesn't... carry or have a firearm in his home. Because in most, at least in the South, I don't know, but Connecticut might be different. But if you try to do that shit in a neighborhood down here, there's about more than a 50% chance someone's going to come out of the house but they're not going to be empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? And things could have ended very, very differently for those gentlemen. Including if it would have been my house. So... I survived the world's most infamous plane hijack. Years later, the terrorist told me why. I'd like to know why. Mike Thexton was 27, exhausted and ready to return home to Britain after a summer hiking in the Himalayas when he boarded a plane in Pakistan. As fate would have it, the plane would never leave the runway. I feel like I've heard this story before. Why does it seem like every hijacking in the 80s was the same airline, Pan Am? At 5:44 a.m. on September the 5th, 1986, Pan Am Flight 73, which was en route from Mumbai to New York via Frankfurt, was hijacked. For the next 12 to 15 hours, Thexton, one of the almost 400 people on board, goddamn, 400 people, it's a big plane, was held at gunpoint by one of our 4 hijackers, part of a Palestinian terror cell intent on selecting Americans but willing to settle for a Brit. God damn. And we really want to kill Americans, but we'll settle for a British guy. Yeah. The men armed with rifles and hand grenades. Well, what the hell would you... What good is a hand grenade going to do you inside of a plane unless you're going to blow yourself up too? That's an outside weapon. They had already killed their first passenger, 29-year-old Rajesh Kumar. Well, that doesn't sound like an American or a Brit. They went right after their own kind. That's kind of harsh. Who had been an American citizen for just 2 months. Oh, they were mad at him because he was one of them, but he got his citizenship in America. So he had to go. Shooting him in the doorway of the 747 and kicking his body onto the tarmac. Damn. They called Thexton forward after passengers' passports had been gathered and sifted through for Westerners. He walked in front of the aircraft. I was numb hearing my name. I was trying to convince myself that there was some sort of innocent explanation and they might let me off the plane. But I kept coming back and they were surely picking me out to shoot me. Oh, well, yeah, that would be scary. Pan Am chiefs negotiated from outside. Fellow passengers were herded into the plane's center as the hours stretched on. Children played to distract themselves and grown-ups prayed. This is just a bunch of filler here. I want to get to the actual reason that they let him live. They're talking about everything that's going on in, Libya and all that shit that was going on then. After 15 hours, the plane's power unit shut down. It went dark. The terrorists opened up fire. People howled in terror and pain. 22 were killed in total. More than 100 injured. I was convinced I was going to die, said Thexton, now 63 years old and against the odds of one of the survivors, shortly before he had been allowed to rejoin the main cabin. They opened fire everywhere aimlessly. I heard a hand grenade behind me and gunfire from the front. I heard them change magazines. Then it went quiet. I lifted my head to see the shape of the door against the night sky. I jumped off the port wing. I was underweight and wearing my mountaineering boots. I don't know, whatever that is. I guess like hiking boots. I escaped with just a scratch on my elbow. So he basically saw a way out of the plane during all this commotion and shooting and grenades going off and all this other shit. He ran out of the door of the plane onto the wing and jumped off of the wing and had nothing more than a scratched elbow. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out what the reason they said he lived. What did you hope would happen? He asked the terrorist. Safarini explained that the suicide mission seemed his best way out of life. So this guy, one of the terrorists, it seems lived and explained what was going on. It was a suicide mission, but he didn't die. Oh, and now he's saying he's sorry. Oh, I'm sorry that we hijacked your plane and killed 20 people. Can you forgive me? I promise it won't happen again. He told Thexton that panic led him to open fire. Well, maybe being on the plane with guns and grenades wasn't a good idea to begin with, Jack. So he actually talked to this guy. I was expecting that you would shoot me, and you didn't. You put me back in with the others. You mentioned to me that your brother is killed, he said in broken English. I say, okay, man, just sit aside. It touched my heart, actually. Oh, it was a heartwarming moment between the terrorist and the victim. Yeah, wow. I hesitate to click on this article here because it's about that damn spy balloon, and I'm just going to be honest with you. If I went the rest of my life and didn't hear one single word about that stupid-ass balloon, that would be great. Are you back to normal for your shows? Yes. Yes. I'm going to click on it anyway, though. Leaked Pentagon docs show the shot-down Chinese spy balloon may have had a feature known as synthetic aperture radar that can see through certain materials. Well, that's not shocking at all, actually. The technology has the ability to observe objects in the dark or through clouds. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. Hmm. 6 dead in attack on kidnapped pilot rescue mission. Where was this, you say? So I can go ahead and mark that off of the list of places I'll be visiting in my lifetime. At least 6 Indonesian troops are dead and 30 missing after separatist gunmen attacked a unit searching for a kidnapped New Zealand pilot in a restive Papuan province. Philip Mertens was taken hostage in February when rebels stormed his single-engine plane shortly after he landed in the remote mountainous province of Nduga. 2 months later, a rescue attempt from the Indonesian army turned deadly over the weekend when rebels attacked troops searching for the 37-year-old pilot near a separatist stronghold. The Indonesian military said that the gunman shot a soldier who fell into a 15-meter deep ravine. While the unit was recovering the body, separatists launched a second attack. Look at these guys. And that must be the pilot there, obviously. Is there like a civil war going on in Indonesia that I didn't know about? There's so many wars going on around the world, it's hard to keep track. Where's Traveling Fools at? I know he's got connections to Indonesia. Did they rescue this guy or what? They're going through the whole history of Indonesia and Dutch colonies and all that shit. I just want to know. Did they rescue him or not? Separatists have previously insisted that they will treat Mr. Mertens humanely and that he will be kept alive. If New Zealand and the Australian government don't want to respond to our demands, we will not release him. But he will stay with us and we will ask him for training for our young people for flying. Oh, so they're trying to get this guy to teach them how to fly. That's smart. So during the rescue, at least 6 died and 21 others fled into the jungle, according to the military reports seen by journalists. It's still unknown exactly how many Indonesian army troops died and were injured. We are still searching, but heavy rain, foggy weather, and lack of communication have hampered our search. So it's from the sounds of things, they have not been able to rescue this gentleman yet. Let's hope that they do. Aerial video shows smelly sargassum seaweed invading Florida beach as people try to swim in the water. Look at that picture. I don't know if you can see that picture. It might be too small on your screen, but look at this. Nasty. All right, so we're going to go ahead and scratch Marathon, Florida off of the possible Slab Olympics 2024 destination list. Beachgoers had to wade through massive blobs of smelly sargassum seaweed as it overtook the Florida Keys shoreline over the weekend. Video shows people trying to enjoy the water, but the seaweed washed onto the shoreline. Scientists have warned of the possibility of the seaweed stretching thousands of miles and overtaking Florida beaches throughout the spring and summer. I wonder why. Well, here's the answer. Well, at least we'll see if it's a good answer or not. I'll be the judge of that. Where does the seaweed blob in Florida come from? The giant bloom of seaweed continues to grow and has become a problem, especially in the Keys. Last weekend video captured a scope of a 5,000-mile wide blob of smelly seaweed invading the Florida Keys. Due to the currents near the Florida Keys, the thick blobs have been getting pushed closer and closer to the shore, leading some unpleasant days for beachgoers. Officials say that the rotting seaweed releases hydrogen sulfide gas, making the beach smell like rotten eggs. The hydrogen sulfide can also irritate the eyes, nose, and throat, which can be particularly problematic for people with asthma and or other breathing conditions. So there's a picture of a seagull there with some of that seaweed that has washed up on the shore there. All right, so no marathon or Florida Keys for the Slab Olympics. Archaeologists in Italy unearth ancient dolphin statuette. Is it just me, or does that not look like a dolphin? It looks like a human. Oh, it's a human riding a dolphin. Which I would never attempt to do that if I were you. So, according to the Rome Associated Press, excavations in southern Italy have unearthed terracotta bullheads and a figurine of a Greek god Eros riding a dolphin, shining new light on the religious life and rituals of the ancient city. All right, yeah, I almost just don't even care about this. I mean, I love all that kind of history stuff, but they found a tchotchke in the dirt, bro. You know what I mean? Will the earth last forever? No.
The forecast for today is partly stupid with 100% chance of dumbass.
Will the earth last forever? Nothing lasts forever. Especially the earth. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Yeah, thank you. You just answered your own question in the first damn sentence of your article. But the earth will last for a very long time. Time is relative. To us, 100 years seems like a long time, doesn't it? But in the grand scheme of things, it's like a millisecond. Not even. Its end will come billions of years after anyone who is alive here is now gone. Well, we don't know that. The earth could be, for all we know, the earth is destroyed later this afternoon. This might be the last thing you hear before you die. Which is sad, I know. The last thing you ever heard was the Midday show. I feel sorry for you. But before we talk about the future of our planet, let's review its history and when life appeared on it. The human history, human beings is very, very short compared to that of the Earth. Yes. 4 billion years old, 4.6, 4.4, whatever. It depends on which science man you talk to that day. The first animals, which may have been sea sponges, probably appeared about 660 million years ago. Probably the first actual, one of the actual first like complex life forms was probably fungus, probably mushrooms of some sort. But yeah, animals is a different thing. I don't. This is like an article for second graders. I mean, I don't know what people don't understand. I mean, yeah. No, the Earth won't last forever. Right there. I summed it up for you. You're welcome. Oh, look at this. A massive balloon that is circling the globe isn't a Chinese spy balloon. It's a super balloon from NASA. Oh, now, super balloon. When China has one, it's called a spy balloon. When NASA does it, it's called a super balloon. What do you want? What's up? What? What? Come here. Come on. This cat won't leave me alone. You want to sit up here with me? Hmm? Just don't jump on the keyboard, okay? All right. Where was I? Oh, a stupid balloon. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. Oh dear, there's a hole in the bottom of the ocean. Well, that's not good for the flat Earth people. Because if there's a hole in the bottom of the ocean, that means just like a toilet, it's all going to drain. You know what I mean? Because on a globe Earth, if there's a hole in the bottom of the ocean, where's it going to go? It's not going to go anywhere. But on a flat Earth, if there's a hole in the bottom of that thing, all the water is going to drain out. So this is not good for all you flat Earth people out there. Bad news, bro. Uh-oh. The floor of the ocean off the coast of the Pacific Northwest has sprung a leak. The ocean's leaking, bro. And you know what I got to do for this. This is some conspiracy shit here. The spring, known as Pythia's Oasis, is likely venting water from beneath local tectonic plates through a fault called the Cascadia Subduction Zone. This liquid is likely acting as a lubricant between the two plates colliding at the fault. Losing too much of it could increase the likelihood of a damaging earthquake. The ocean has a leak. Call Mario and Luigi. They can come. They're plumbers. They can fix the leak. You know? Technically, it's a spring because water flowing in and not out. But in the ways that actually matter, it definitely is a leak. It was accidentally discovered by then grad student, now White House policy advisor Brandon Phillip, who spotted the bubbles that the spring carried to the surface. And a study on the vent was released by Phillip and the rest of the research team from the University of Washington earlier this year. So my man saw some bubbles and said, "Hey, bro, I think the ocean sprung a leak, man." They're like, "What? The ocean can't leak?" He's like, "Yeah. Where do you think all these bubbles are coming from, bro?" The mega thrust fault zone is like an air hockey table. So there's just like a bunch of little holes in the bottom of the ocean floor that are just like releasing air. Yeah, they need to call a plumber for that. We don't need the ocean draining. That wouldn't be good. I don't know. Maybe they could put like a cork in it. You know what I'm saying? Like a wine bottle. And people are all worried about the sea levels rising. Well, shit. The sea levels aren't going to rise if there's a leak. Just take that cork out. If the sea levels rise, just take the cork out, let it drain out a little bit, and put the cork back in. Problem solved. All right. You guys remember, I don't know, it was 2 weeks ago? Might have been the last midday show that I did last week. or 2 weeks ago, actually. We saw, I can't remember who it was. It was some soccer player who we looked at pictures of her in her paint bikini. 6 sensational photos of English model Abigail Clancy in body paint. All right, you piqued my interest. Let's see how good of a body paint job this is here. Yes. This is her quote. Since I was a little girl, just the whole image of Sports Illustrated, the most beautiful women in the world, strong, powerful, sexy, gorgeous, and I just can't believe I'm a part of it, to be honest. Well, just give us some time. They'll have some dude pretending to be a woman on there in body paint next, trust me. But yes, I can confirm. Is that body paint? Yes, it is. I have never heard of this woman before. What's her name again? Abigail Clancy, a British supermodel. That's cool. Look at that. It's like a ripped soccer shirt, but it's paint. Look, kids, if you ever doubted taking art class, this should inspire you. Okay? You could be the one painting Abigail, whatever the hell her name is, or somebody like her. But you have to take art class. It's very important. There you go. Now, I wish that wasn't an ad. I wish it was a real story. Woman who saved pop tabs for 26 years cashes out. God damn. Yeah, if she has millions of tabs from soda cans, her kidneys are tapped out too, cashed out. When was this? South Carolina trooper shot in the face while making an overnight traffic stop. This is from the state newspaper, which is the major newspaper up there in Columbia, South Carolina. A law enforcement officer was shot early Sunday morning while on the line of duty. The shooting happened around 3:30 a.m. in Bamberg County. A South Carolina Highway Patrol trooper was shot after initiating a traffic stop on US 78. Yeah, 78 runs right through here, too. At some point during the traffic stop, the driver began shooting at Frazier before driving away from the scene. A second trooper heard the driver's vehicle description on a radio call and initiated a pursuit that ended in Orangeburg County when the shooter crashed his vehicle into a house. Wow. It looks like this trooper lived there. He was taken to the hospital for medical treatment. Frazier was shot on the right side of his face. But we were told that his injuries are non-life-threatening. So it sounds to me like he must have like grazed his face or something. I don't know. If he seems unlikely to me that anything other than a grazing, if you get shot in the face, is probably going to kill you. I don't know. I'm not a forensic scientist or anything. The trooper was seriously injured. There was no word if anyone else was injured in the shooting or if the gunman was hurt in the crash. So it sounds like they got the guy. The motive is unavailable. There's no word if any arrests have been made. This article is full of no information. We don't know who was hurt. We don't know if anyone else got shot. We don't know if the gunman was hurt. We don't know the motive. We don't even know if there's anybody been arrested. That should have just been the headline there. Officers shot and late night traffic stop or early morning traffic stop. And other than that, we don't know Jack. There you go. Gunmen kill former Indian military police on live television. Damn. Man loses part of a leg in alligator attack at an RV park. Is there a video of that? What's this video here? This is according to CBS News. A man lost part of his leg Friday in an alligator attack at an RV park in, of course, Florida. Brevard County fire rescue officials said that 72-year-old man's leg was amputated by the gator below his right knee. God damn. I thought they were about to say that they had to amputate his leg because of the injury, but no, it was already taken care of. The alligator amputated it. The man who was not identified, you just said it was a 72-year-old man. I guess you're just not giving his name. Was airlifted to the trauma center, but his condition was not known. If this man's a gangster. If he's 72 years old, he got his leg chomped off by an alligator, and if he lived, he's a gangster. I don't know how you survive something like that. Two gators were subsequently removed, but it's not known whether either of the pair caught had attacked the man. So they just started going into this lake or pond or whatever the hell it was and just extracting alligators. You know, they don't even know if they got the one that, well, I guess they can cut them open and see if there's an old man's leg in there. You know what I mean? You remember on Jaws when they're trying to find Jaws? And so everyone's out fishing and there's like a big reward. They're all out there trying to catch the shark that's killing people on the beach. And they cut their stomach open to see if there's humans in there. And there's like a license plate and some other bullshit, like a plastic bottle. I guess this is what you do with this too. You just catch every alligator. They need to send those. What are those guys down in the bayou? You guys know what I'm talking about? In the bayou?
Look down in the bayou.
What's it called? What's the name of that show? You guys know what I'm talking about. Swamp People is what it's called. They need to get those guys. Just hell, you don't even. Just one of them will do. Have them go in there and get them alligators out of there, and just start cutting the alligator stomachs open and see if they find an old man's leg. Maybe they could still reattach it. I don't know. I don't know if it started to rot yet. Last month in Daytona Beach, a gator lunged at a man after he opened his front door and bit his... this man walked out his front door and got attacked by an alligator. I mean, maybe we should rethink doing the Slab Olympics in Florida. I'm starting to have second thoughts here. Swamp man. If you live in a place, and we have a shitload of alligators around here in the Charleston area, you know, it's sea level, a lot of marshes, lakes, rivers, all that, just infested with alligators down here. But not once in my entire life, growing up here and living here my entire life, have I ever heard of a situation where somebody gets attacked by an alligator when they walk out their front door. That is some definite Florida shit there. Look, if you said, guess what state this happened in? A man walks out his front door and gets chomped at by an alligator. 100 out of 100 people are going to go Florida. I mean, even though it could happen in a dozen different states, that type of shit only happens in Florida. Even the alligators in Florida are crazy, just like the people. In February, an 85-year-old woman was killed by a 10-foot alligator in Fort Pierce. She was walking her dog in a retirement community. Retirement community. It's a retirement community. State wildlife officials say over the past decade, Florida has averaged 8 unprovoked bites per year that are serious enough to require professional medical treatment. You know, it's funny that when they keep these statistics about alligator bites, they have to specify whether it was provoked or unprovoked. I would like to see the total numbers, please. Thank you. What's the total numbers of bites? And first of all, how do you provoke an alligator to bite you? I mean, do you just talk shit to it? Hey, gator, I dare you to bite me. I double dog dare you. I guess it can be considered provoking if you're fucking with it, you know. But these people, I don't want to see anybody get bit by anything. But I'm just going to go ahead. Look, if you see an alligator and you walk up to it and start fucking with it, sorry, you might deserve to get bit. I've told the story 100 times. Just a couple of years ago here on Keo Island, this lady from, I think she was like New York or New Jersey or something. She was a rich lady down there vacationing on Keo Island. She's out walking her dog. There's a bunch of alligators out there on Keo Island. And she comes across this like 12 or 13 monster alligator. And what does she do? Pulls out her cell phone. Ooh, everyone back in New York will think this is cool. Let's take a selfie with the fucking alligator. Well, the thing just snatched her and dragged her in the water and killed her and ate her. Oh. Natural selection, bro. What are you doing? I'm trying to do the midday show. This cat won't leave me alone. Police officer on jury collapsed trial after researching defendant. I don't even know what that means. Collapsed trial. Collapsed at trial or collapsed trial? A police officer facing a jail after a rape trial collapsed when he researched the defendant and told other members of the jury what he had found. Sergeant Jason Carr, 52 years old, was charged with rarely applied offense juror misconduct, which carries a sentence of up to 2 years. He's accused of sharing information he had gleaned on the internet with the rest of the jury panel. I don't understand why people do that. Anybody in here ever been on a jury before? I've been on a jury before. It was wild too. It wasn't for murder or anything like serious like that, but yeah, they're very explicit about talking to. I mean, you can't even so much as say hi to another juror the whole time you're on the jury. Basically, I mean, zero contact, communication until deliberation time. It does not surprise me that a police officer is the one out there trying to sway the jury. You know what I mean? That's all I'll say about that. At Chester Magistrates Court, Carr, who serves with Cheshire Police, indicated guilty pleas to charges of being a member of a jury carrying out research and also sharing information with the jury under the Juries Act of 1974. He was given unconditional bail and is expected to be sentenced at Liverpool Crown Court following the preparation of pre-sentence reports. Who thinks they say it's punishable up to 2 years in prison? He probably won't even go to jail. He'll probably get like probation or something. Now this is probably going to make me mad, but I'm going to read it anyway. U.S. Supreme Court turns away suit by Texas inmate held 27 years in solitary confinement. Let me guess, he didn't do it. 27 years in solitary confinement. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday declined to hear an appeal from a Texas inmate convicted of robbery who argues that 27 years he was forced by prison officials to spend solitary confinement violated the Constitution as cruel and unusual. I would say so. And, not knowing anything about this, this man was convicted of robbery. Not murder, not some other heinous crime. Robbery's bad, yes, don't get me wrong, but does it deserve 27 years in solitary confinement for robbery? I don't think so. I don't know that anything does. Hope was still in prison, but as of last year, no longer in solitary confinement. Filed a civil rights lawsuit against prison officials in 2018. He was convicted in 1990 of aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. So he's been in prison for 33 years for robbery? Oh, well, here's why. Following a 1994 prison escape, Hope was placed in prison by prison officials. So he tried to escape in 1994, which was 4 years after his sentencing. That's too bad he did that. He'd probably be out by now if he didn't try to escape. He described spending between 22 and 24 hours a day in a cell 9 feet long and 6 feet wide. No larger than a parking space. Hope said he continued to be held in solitary confinement despite being deemed by Texas security officials in 2005 to no longer pose an escape risk. So they held this man in solitary confinement 1994. So 11 years later, security officials said he's no longer a flight risk, and they still kept him in there. He was deprived of nearly all human contact aside from interactions with prison staff. He said he suffered bouts of anxiety, depression, hallucinations, thoughts of suicide. Yeah, all of the above would happen to me too. I guarantee that. Probably even more. Ooh. The Eighth Amendment to the Constitution states excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. A federal judge in 2020 dismissed Hope's lawsuit, finding that his allegations failed to raise the level of a violation of the Eighth Amendment. The Fifth Circuit decided that long-term solitary confinement is not per se cruel and unusual. What? Long-term solitary confinement is not cruel and unusual per se? Yes, it is. There's not a situation where it's not. There's not a situation where it's not. After about a week after Hope's filing, Texas officials initiated a process that culminated in June with Hope's transfer out of solitary confinement into the prison's general population. Hope and Texas officials then sought to negotiate a settlement but failed to reach an agreement, prompting the parties in March to ask the Supreme Court to resume consideration of Hope's appeal, which they denied apparently. Oh. Yikes. Well, that was a pretty depressing news segment. Welcome back, Pete. Yes. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the StreamYard now. We got some folks on here. I do want to hear from some of these gentlemen. Anyway. So here we go. We have Rec Talk, our buddy Sea Dog.
Yo.
Tater Man from a foreign land, Volusia Orange. Another Tater Man, Jordan Bowman. And last and certainly not least, Nate the Great. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you
guys? How you doing? Hey, Jordan. How you doing, my guy? You all right?
How's your trip?
My trip was amazing and fantastic. Thank you for asking, Nate. Yes.
So, Pete, where'd you go? Tell us about it.
The first weekend we spent in Table Rock State Park. Then we went to Maggie Valley and stayed in a cabin there for 4 nights. Then we went to Cherokee to spend one night at the casino there. And then we went to Clemson for this past weekend.
Right.
Yep.
Indeed. Got some miles.
Hell yeah. We missed you, Pete.
Thank you. I miss you guys too.
Freaking missed you, man.
Yeah. Elk, bro. Yeah, there was elk outside of our cabin. I didn't even know this about North Carolina, but I guess like 20 years ago, one of the locals was telling me about it. They released, because elk used to be, a long time ago, elk used to be all over the East Coast, but they're gone now. So anyway, they brought in, I think he said like 60 or 70 elk back in 2000 or something. And the next year they brought in like another 70. So a total of like 130 elk were brought in a period of 24 months. And they've been left alone since, and now there's tens of thousands of them. They're thriving. They're everywhere. They just walk around. They don't seem to be scared of people either, I guess because you can't hunt them. It's illegal to hunt them.
Right.
But so there's this little like mountain cabin community that we were staying in, and we had a cabin in there, obviously. And so there's signs everywhere because they know there's a ton of elk around there, and it's like a vacation spot. So there's signs everywhere that's like, warning, do not come within 100 yards if you see an elk. Well, what do? I drive my car right up to that motherfucker, like 3 feet away from it. I hop out of my car with my phone to record it, and it looks up at me and starts making some kind of weird noise and doing its foot like when a bull's about to charge somebody. It starts doing its foot like that. And so needless to say, I jumped right back in my car. I was like, no, I'm not about to go out like that.
Yeah.
You sound like some of the people that you would get onto.
I know.
If you read an article about them on the.
I know. It was, you know what? You're right. I would clown me for doing that. And I actually should have known better. But I was so excited. I'd never seen an elk before, except for maybe like in a zoo somewhere.
Those things are no joke.
He was big, dude. I don't know how.
You could wrestle them.
Yeah.
Like if you had to.
That thing was like, I want to say probably 9 feet tall. It was tall. It was twice as tall as my car.
Yeah, the cunts are huge. Much less a moose, dude. Moose are even bigger than that. Dude.
Yeah.
Imagine me 9 feet tall.
No.
Yeah.
You're almost there, Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate is the majority of a moose. Nate's almost Nate. You're pretty much a moose, dude. You're pretty much a moose.
Here's what we're gonna do. I see you guys, all of you guys that are in the back room. I'll get you guys soon. I want to hear. First of all, I have to run and pee real quick. But when I get back from peeing, I want to hear specifically first from Rec Talk and Sea Dog about their experience at the Georgia Tech spring game. And then I want to hear from Jordan Bowman about his thoughts on, and Felicia, their thoughts on the Clemson spring game. But I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can talk about my team for now.
Yeah, Nate, tell us about the Michigan spring game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Jordan, before you do that, Nate, Jordan, I just wanted to give my greetings and salutations. Jordan, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute since I've been on the show. I was brushing my teeth, so that's why I wasn't talking. So I kind of missed like half of what you guys were talking. I heard something about and elk.
I was just saying what's up to you, man, and I've been watching your show, and fuck yeah, keep going. Anyway, Nate, go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Am I good?
Go ahead, Nate. Yeah, go ahead, Nate. Sorry. Bro.
Okay. So my thoughts on the Michigan spring game. I mean, all those on April Fool's Day. Defense looks young and still needs time to to get the defense system going or get used to it. But one freshman that impressed me is Benjamin Hall, which is a running back, and he reminded me of Hassan Haskins, a little bit of him, but yeah. Although Nebraska spring games this week, so
I might watch that because I want to see how Jeff Sims does.
yeah, I don't know what it's on. I think it's on Big Ten Network. I think I might be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
Slim, what are you talking about? The guy was in solitary for 27 years. You don't think that's a problem?
No,
No,
don't. Slim is on his fucking. Do not.
Yeah.
Do not, don't.
The Slim, I guess he's one of the people that's like, oh, if you don't want to be, treated that way, then don't commit a crime. As if, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
He
really.
was asking for it.
It's really.
Yeah, he was asking for it. Yeah. Don't rob from people, and you'll have to spend 27 years in solitary confinement.
Sorry.
Before one of us go, it's probably me, but I know, and like you said, Pete, there's people in the back room. But before I go, or anyone goes, Keen, when you or each of you tell me your top 3 Slab Olympic locations that you liked.
I'm not saying anything until tonight.
You don't. Never mind.
If somebody else wants
rest of you.
Anybody else can pony up if they want. I'm not saying nothing until 10
Yeah,
o'clock.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
I don't know enough
guys?
about it. I'll pass to Sea Dog.
Somewhere in Florida would be fine with me.
Even with all the alligator attacks that are going on there?
I'll fight the Gators with my fists.
That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm built different,
I'm different.
but yeah, I'll let some people get in, Pete. But thank you for letting me in. And I'll get back to work.
All right. See you later, Nate.
Later, Nate.
All right. So, yeah. So, I don't know if you heard me at the beginning of the show. I was talking about how I saw that you'd uploaded a live stream and I think another video from the Georgia Tech spring game. Tell me about the setup you had from the. I guess it was was it a community post or the thumbnail to the video where you had the big tent and what was that thing? Did you get like a big picture, like banner printed out?
Yeah. I work in a sign shop, so I have the guys that's not the stuff that I do. But the guys that I work with have a plotter that can make that kind of stuff, and they made it for me. And yeah, it was badass.
We're professional, man. I don't
Yeah,
know if
dude.
you knew that or not, but we're kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Hashtag professional.
Yep.
So walk me through this. So you get to the game. What time was the game?
It was at 1.
All right, same time as Clemson then.
Yeah.
So you get to the game, I guess, that morning?
We got there around 10.
10 a.m. So you set your tent up, is that right? Or like in the tailgating area?
Yes. Well, not quite the tailgating area. We actually did it a little further away. I think we might have done it a little too far away because during game day, I guess I should have known this, but during game day, that thing is like packed out. That bridge that we did it on a bridge over the interstate. So.
Well, that's brave.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we did.
We all know what the infrastructure in Atlanta's like.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be hanging out on a bridge, but.
We do everything to the extreme.
Yeah.
So we were on this bridge, and it has like grass on either side, so it's a good spot for tailgating. And during the season, it's like there's like a ton of people there, but I guess I should have known it wouldn't be that busy during the spring game because we were the only people there. So, so that means, the reason we made the banner and stuff was so that we could possibly maybe like attract some new subscribers. But the way it worked out was that, there wasn't a ton of foot traffic passing us. So it wound up just being people that were already subscribed and just wanted to hang out, which was cool too. So we had a good turnout in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
So
was a really good turnout. I was impressed. And Sea-Dog, did a player's parent stop by?
Apparently a player's parent stopped by. I feel like I would have liked to known that, but
Yeah, they should have said something.
yeah. So
Really, who was it?
we have no idea. So I was actually grilling burgers, which I'm not like a grill master by any means, but I
do
brought my
not
char-
underplay that, Sea Dog. Like,
Yeah, don't.
that was one of the best burgers I ever had, and I probably shouldn't be admitting this
Dang.
on stream, but I got a chub when I ate it.
Ooh, a full chub.
Wow.
A full chub.
That
It was
is
like 3/4, but
Wow.
That's how we know.
75%.
That's how we know Rec Talk is certified slob. If you get a boner when you're eating cheeseburgers, that's slob
well, how
behavior.
do you think you get to be the fattest slob? That's how it happens.
You know what though? I will say, you know what's great on a burger is guacamole. You would never
That's
think that, but
not
god
true.
damn, dude. You never tried guacamole on a burger?
No.
I don't like guacamole.
I actually have.
Ooh.
I like guacamole, but not on my burger.
Yeah, try
it's
it.
not
Try
a
it,
burger.
Pete. Try it, Pete.
Oh, I've had it before. It's not. I mean, it's not bad. It's just how it's not my go-to thing.
Must have been shitty guacamole, but okay.
Yeah, so I was grilling, and then apparently one of the people, somebody commented on my like vlog video I did, and said, "Hey, I didn't get a burger." He was like joking around, but he was like, me and one of the players' parents, we didn't get burgers, and I was like, oh, well, first of all, I didn't know a player's parent was there, and second of all, my bad. I thought I'd ask everybody if they got a burger, but
He's left like 20 comments about he didn't get any food.
well, I mean, this burger is so good.
Yeah.
It is sexually arousing. So.
You know what you should do? You should cook one of these burgers, wrap it up in tinfoil, and put it in a box and mail it to them.
I'll put it in my pants and give them one of those. That's
Did they know about that?
I guess not. That's a classic Sea Dog story. I used to when I played on the football team in high school, we had the burgers, like the concession stands were like right there. So I'd be standing on the sidelines because I didn't play that much because I wasn't very good, and I'd be like hungry as hell. So I'd get my friend or whatever to bring me a burger from the concession stands. I hide it in my pants and eat it a little.
Isn't that reasonable, Pete?
No.
That's slob behavior right there.
Yeah.
I would hide those in my pants.
That's just gross.
What
It's just disgusting.
is what?
Yeah. So, and then I would get called into the game, and I'd be like, they'd be like, Sea-Dog! And I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's
my pants, and I go out and I'm playing.
it's
why
a
we're
whole
friends,
new
man.
Yeah. When you find a hair in your food in that situation, it's a whole different level. And
Oh yeah. Wow.
So we were joking about anybody who wants a burger out of my pants. You're more than welcome. It's an authentic
Now-
Sea Dog experience.
We were on our way to the game, so we'd packed up everything, and we're going by the frat houses to the stadium. And this guy goes, Sea Dog! Oh my God, it's Sea Dog! And he comes up to Sea Dog, and Sea Dog, I don't know how you took this, but he said, I can't believe you're a real person. That's what he told me.
I can hardly believe he's a real person either. That guy was right.
Yeah.
I had
What does
something.
that mean? I can't believe you're a real person.
I
I
get.
guess he had only been watching, videos, and then here I come walking.
Yeah, I guess he thought you were CGI on YouTube or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I thought you were deep fake Sea Dog. This is legit Sea
Yeah,
Dog.
it's just kind of like when Google tells you to confirm that you're not a robot.
Oh, I fail those every time, dude.
They're like, yeah, I am not a robot.
I'm
Oh,
definitely
dude,
a
it
robot.
took me like an hour and a half on the last ACC show to make my Twitter because of that. I couldn't pass the human robot test.
Click on the pictures with stoplights, like that.
Yeah.
That trip
On all
you
the
up.
pictures that have cars, yeah.
It's always stoplights, bridges,
bicycles.
crosswalks,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
crosswalks.
All right, so you guys, so you hung out at the tent till game time or whatever, or just before game time, and then
Till like 30 minutes before the game, and then we just packed up and.
Oh, I made these cards too that I handed.
Oh yeah, he had business cards.
I actually thought about doing that.
Yeah.
They're not that expensive.
Yeah, I thought about just doing that and just like littering Clemson's campus with them whenever I go to games. Like leaving, you know when you go to a bar bathroom and there's like DUI lawyers all over the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like tack the Pigskin Pete thing up in the bathroom there. So
I honestly think that's a fantastic idea.
yeah,
I really do.
yeah, self promotion, nothing like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a wild success. We had several people there, apparently including a player's parent, and we had like the equipment manager for the team come and say what's up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
cool stuff.
he told us some stories, which I'm gonna have to exercise a lot of self-control not to repeat.
Oh man,
We're under a gag order, but man, they were great.
yeah.
But
Now you guys can walk right out on the field, right?
no,
Not
that was
this
just
year.
a desperate thing that Jeff Collins was doing.
Oh, so that's not a normal thing. That was just a weirdo
Yeah,
Jeff
no.
Collins thing.
No, that was I'm about to get fired. How do I
Yeah.
endear these
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
me?
Try and do that. Brent Keel beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, so
But it was good. And look, I've seen Luke shit talking about Haynes King, and he's going to kiss the ring before this is all
Oh.
said and done. You can get on board now, or you can kiss the ring later on Haynes King. He's the truth.
Haynes King was amazing.
So the rumors that Georgia Tech lost the game are false.
What?
Yeah, I mean, that's conspiracy Alex Jones stuff.
That's like a
Totally
joke. That's like a funny joke everybody makes every single spring game. See, oh, they lost their spring game, but we literally didn't.
Yeah.
We won. We literally won the spring game. So,
Anything that stood out to you?
our quarterback battle is we're in good hands.
Fierce.
Whichever. I mean, they both played amazing, even the walk-on. But we're not Georgia, so we don't play our walk-ons. But
right.
we're covered.
Yeah, you
I mean, offensively, we looked good, but we only had like 3 defensive calls. I mean, obviously, you've talked about it. You can't take much from the spring game,
right.
But our offense was so bad last year, to see a bunch of points scored gave me a full chub. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and our tight ends still suck. So we're gonna have to be dealing with that. But
Can't relate.
Yeah, can't relate.
Yeah. So, but we're having to build that position from nothing, because there was no tight ends in the triple option. So we're having to basically do that from scratch. But it was a great time. A good turnout for our tailgate. We'll definitely do it again. And
we'll do it in season, I'm sure,
Yeah.
for at least one game. Because
Yeah.
there's probably 20, 30 people that came by, and most of them hung out right until we packed up.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
yeah. We had Patience Veach come. She's like, if you're on Twitter at all, she's like the biggest Georgia Tech fan on Twitter.
Oh, that's funny. So I was walking. We were leaving the stadium at halftime. I'm walking up the steps, and I hear Pigskin Pete. I turn around, and this guy sitting right there on the aisle. And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I know who you are. I follow you on Twitter." I go, "On Twitter?"
On Twitter.
I was like, I go, "God damn it!"
That is hilarious.
I said, "How about follow my YouTube channel, bro?"
Yeah, please.
Did he know you had a YouTube channel?
I'm assuming he did because I posted a lot of YouTube stuff on there, but I don't know.
hilarious.
It's just funny. Instead of saying I watch you on YouTube, he goes, "I follow you on Twitter."
That is funny.
That does feel good, though. That happened to me when I went to the concession stand. They're like, are you Rec Talk? And I did a Conor McGregor strut all the way back to my seat.
Oh, so you had somebody recognize you?
Yeah, when I went to the concession stand, but it was kind of awkward because everyone has like idiosyncrasies, and one of mine is feeling like I'm holding people up. So he was trying to talk to me while I was ordering, holding up the line. So I literally pointed like, fucking order, man. We're holding people up. So it was a little awkward.
That is funny.
I'm like that too. I get it.
Yeah, I don't like being in the way or holding inconveniencing people.
All right, so you guys had a great time. It sounded like a successful trip.
Yeah, for sure.
Jordan, we were talking about you.
Here's my question: Does that lead to more than 5 wins?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
No
for
doubt.
sure.
No
You heard me talking about the ring, didn't you?
No
That's
doubt.
ACC title ring.
Look,
That's what
I mean, I knew this before.
Whoa, what did
the
you say? The
season,
what?
this is they're clearly you put acid in that burger he gave you. He started.
I don't know what was in it, but I'll tell you what, we're coming.
His name is he's a George. What? The ring?
Yeah,
got married
they give you
recently or
one when you
something
win an ACC title, don't they?
Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah.
we would win
Yeah.
the Coastal this year if we had one. We would win it.
Oh, come on.
Well, they gave you one in 2009. Then
no,
they
I
took
don't want to
it
hear
back.
it. That's not that far fetched because we could have won
they
it
gave
last
you
year.
one. No. They gave you one in 2009, and then they took it back.
Over what? Do you know why they did that?
I disagree with that. I think they should not have. And
Then
I think
don't bring it up
was
again
stupid.
in my presence.
No. I'm with you here. I consider
agree.
you guys to be the fair 2009 AC champions.
Well,
I'm not
you made a
listening to
weird case for that.
Yeah,
All
y'all
right.
are the, yeah, y'all are the,
that. But 2009, man.
yeah.
Like,
So go ahead and tell us why.
what are we
Clemson
doing?
deserved to win that game. I'm sorry. I had to say
Well, why didn't they?
we outplayed.
Well, it doesn't
was-
matter if you deserve to
We
win.
lost. We
I
lost.
know.
You didn't
I
win.
mean, I deserve for Jennifer Aniston to have sex with me. It ain't happened yet.
Good point. We've won 8 titles since then, so
Yeah.
Well, I ain't talking
CJ
about.
Spiller had probably the greatest performance I've ever seen from a single Clemson player in a loss, maybe other than Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson in 2015.
Well, now you sound like me talking about how great we look in a loss.
That's true.
Okay, but
that was that
again,
first full
again.
year, so moral
we've won
victories.
8 titles since then. So
Yeah, and you ain't gonna win 9 this year. Is all I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay. Yeah, you sure about that? We're not gonna lose to y'all.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, but I'll be there in Death Valley for that game.
Enjoy.
That'll be fun.
Enjoy.
In fact, I'm thinking about walking on.
The last time y'all came to Death Valley wasn't very fun. That was a very
Yeah, that 14 to 18 or whatever it was. That was nuts.
Hey, Jordan, let me ask you, where were you on Saturday? We were
14 to 8.
thinking about you. We were talking about you. Everyone was like, "Where's Jordan at?"
I was going to be there on Saturday, but I got a call on Friday that my brother, he got into a car accident,
Oh no.
Oh no.
and he's fine.
Is he
He's
okay?
fine. Yeah, he's good. But messed up his car pretty bad. He's a freshman at Western Carolina, and I'm the closest person. He needed somebody to drive him home, and I was the closest person to him. I got a call from my mom on that Friday, and she was stressing out about it because she was out of town. So I was like, well, yeah, I didn't want to, I got to go to the spring game. So I just took the L on that one.
Yes.
I was supposed to be there. I would have been at the and it sucked because I saw all the pictures on Twitter that you posted, Pete, at the SO Club, and I was like, damn, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
we
I
had a good time.
I did get to watch the game. So it was pretty cool. But
Yeah, and guess who came and hung out with us? Raj.
I saw Bobby Durkin
Yeah.
there, if that's who you're
At
referring
the Clemson spring game?
Yeah, why was
Yeah.
Raj going to the Clemson
Bobby
spring?
Durkins.
Yeah, Bobby
Yeah, I
Durkins
heard about that.
made an appearance, but no, we tailgated. It was me, Raj, Mrs. Pete. I don't know if you got some of these guys don't come on YouTube very much anymore, but Tiger Nation, for those of you who know who he is,
Yeah.
and Nick, who's Prince 6'1" on YouTube, and his girlfriend showed up. So we had a good time and Huffer Billy Paul too. Sorry.
Yeah, Raj decided to go to Tater Day instead of G Day. So.
Yeah, he had a good time too.
That's funny.
He was impressed with the campus and the stadium and everything. He said he wanted to come back for a real game.
So how's
Well,
the
Clemson is cool, man. Clemson is
Garrett
cool.
Riley looking offense?
Yeah. So is Raj entering the transfer portal?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He should.
I made a deal with him.
I agree. I would like him a lot more.
I don't get
Do you
why you
have
would
an
want to
NIL deal for
transfer-
him?
NIL deal.
transfer after you just won back-to-back titles. I mean,
Probably because it'll never happen again.
Seems like a good time
We can
to
do some
that.
tampering. We can do some
Probably
tampering.
because it was an absolute fluke and it'll never happen again.
Yeah, now that is suspicious, Pete. He hasn't entered the portal
Not
yet.
at all. Not at
No.
all, boy.
Not at all, boy.
Yeah.
I did make a deal with him. I said, if you come to a Clemson game, I'll escort you around, and then I'll return the favor and go to a Georgia game. You can escort me around. I would actually like to go to any game, really, but Georgia's only 90 minutes from Clemson,
It's
something like
close.
that.
Yeah,
Have you
like
been
that.
to a Georgia game?
I have not been to a game. I've been to the stadium with Sea Dog and Traveling
Oh,
Fools.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
We got to do that again. I want to be a part of that.
Yes. Well, at the softball game for sure.
Yes, slob
Yeah.
softball. Yeah.
I think Georgia is actually closer to Clemson than South Carolina is.
Yeah, by a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, by a little bit.
by a
It's
couple
right
miles.
down
Last
85.
time you were in
Yeah.
Athens, you showed them your middle finger. This time you got to spread your cheeks, show me your ass, dude.
I'll do
Well,
that.
I still have the theory that we definitely pissed off the security there
Right, yeah.
because they
Well,
started
piss 'em off
fucking with
more.
us. After they saw us on the
pissed
cameras
off.
flicking off
Just
everything.
go ahead and piss. Just piss on the.
We started
piss
going
on
in.
the
We started walking back to our car. They came over the speaker telling us we were in a restricted area. And we're like, no, we're not.
You were on Lumpkin Street, right?
They're like,
what it
halt.
looked like.
What do they say, Sea Dog? They're like, stop, you're entering restricted area. And we're just like, yeah, fuck you. We just kept walking.
Yeah. No,
You should turn Lumpkin Street into Blumpkin Street and take a dump on the fucking.
I was talking to Big Dog Brett about that, and he was like, he was like, you know how he sounds. He was like,
Yeah.
you know that if you there was probably some guys watching you on camera there, and if you would have gone down any further, then they would have come on the intercom. And I was like, they did.
They did come on the intercom, yeah.
I was like, they did.
Well, I'm glad now that because you remember, there was nothing stopping you from going on the field.
Right.
There was like this little tiny locked gate that is not even like up to your thighs. Like all you have to do is step over it.
And he said they're watching that at all times, and especially
that's,
since we were flipping it off, they're probably keeping an eye on
Yeah,
us.
so I turned to Sea Dog and Traveling Fools. I go, I'm about to go down on the field and get some video. I was going to go down there and do something crazy. And Mrs. Peete looks right at me. She's like, no, you're not. I said, God damn it.
Well, you're faster than her, right?
Probably not. No, I don't know. No, I had
Did
to.
you run a better 40 time in the slobs than she did, Pete? You could probably
She didn't run the 40.
Yeah.
She would have had you gone down on the field, though.
Run the floor.
No, she wouldn't have chased me.
4.24, dude. Get tackling beat fast.
She wouldn't have chased me. She just would have made my life hell for the next couple of days.
It depends on the situation, right? Yeah.
I'll run down on the field. I don't give a shit.
My wife gets kind of tired of me doing dumb shit on YouTube.
That's why y'all need me, because I'm not married. I'm not accountable to anyone. I'll run down on the field. Papa Rec Talk lives in Winder, 15 minutes away. He'll come bail me out.
You just got to play stupid like I do, Sea Dog. You just be like, oh, I didn't know that was bad. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Well, when she tells me, don't jump in the...
I'm sure since you're a Georgia Tech fan, so they'll probably let you go because you have a mental illness.
Oh, dang, Vic!
I know Vic's a savage. Don't let him fool you.
I don't have a mental illness. I'm smart. I sort of God I am.
Man.
Yeah.
It's like you say, never ask for permission. Ask for an apology.
That's like the oldest, trash talk, joke in the book, right?
It's true too.
Y'all saw me at the Slab Olympics. I think I could outrun the police or whoever their security guards are. I'd just keep scooting.
I can confirm that I was blown away at the speed that Rec Talk had.
The tenacity.
Yeah. If you would put me and Rec Talk next to each other and you go, which one of these guys is faster? How many people, without knowing, how clumsy I am, would say definitely Pete, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
1,000 would say Pete.
Yeah, but it's not true. He's faster than me. No doubt about it.
And Sea Dog, for that matter.
He probably, yeah.
Can scoot for big dudes.
I beat Rec Talk in the race.
He did.
I did.
Pete, you're older than you look, man. It doesn't surprise me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel older than I am too.
You look great, Pete. I gotta say, you look great, but I know you're old.
Yeah, people are always like, man, you look like you're 30. I go, well, I feel like I'm 80.
So do y'all want to hear about me going to the G-Day? Yeah.
Sure, bud.
And so, see on Red Talk said about their...
Yes.
So I saw Brett and trenches.
I saw a picture. I guess Big Dog Brett posted it on his community page of you and him. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Who else? You said trenches?
Yeah, trenches. Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Did you guys sit together, or you just kind of like
Well,
talk?
like I said it was kind of saw each other before the game and then after the game when he was leaving. So yeah.
So Raj was explaining to me because after we left at halftime and went to the SO Club, but of course, they had the spring games on the TVs in there, and Georgia came on, and it looked like both decks were filled up. And I go, what? I said, what? Did they sell out the fucking spring game in Georgia? He goes, no, one side of the stadium shut down. Yeah.
Yeah, the other side was being renovated. So.
Yeah. So what's the renovation? What are they doing?
I don't know. So it's like the whole west side was closed, but I mean both end zones and the east side were open. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, I will say that last week Clemson went to UGA and beat Georgia on there in Athens in baseball 8-1. So
yeah,
that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little trolling
and Carson Beck looked like the best quarterback. So and it wasn't close.
It wasn't close.
Right.
Wow.
That's worrisome as bad
Beck
as
was
Carson Beck is.
Yeah.
So what do you?
Carson Beck is doo-doo.
Winning the job.
So what does that mean for Vandergrift? Do you think he's going to stick around?
I don't know. He may. I mean, the portal's open. So.
Yeah, I mean the guy's been there like 3 years.
2, I think. Right.
Well, so this will be his third year. Yeah.
He was a 2021 class, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean the portal's open. So I mean.
Yeah, Valdosta State's got an opening, right?
I mean,
Valdosta State's too good for. I think that would be kind of a tough job for him to win.
Yeah, I mean, Bear Alexander hit the portal, so I mean.
Kind of how like DeJuan Mathis couldn't cut it at Temple, you know what I mean?
Yes, he became a wide receiver.
That's the name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yes, he became. Yeah, he's a wide receiver now.
So Vic, so you figure Stetson Bennett here, A or B? Stetson Bennett is a 7th round pick or he's undrafted? Pick one.
Undrafted.
I guess 7th round. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll get drafted.
I mean,
wouldn't it be funny if he was Mr. Irrelevant?
I mean, Jake Fromm.
He already is.
He's gonna be working at Raising Cane's.
I mean,
I
he looked good with that hat on.
Yeah,
Jake
I
Fromm got
it suits him.
drafted, so.
Yeah, I honestly think Bennett has played himself into maybe a 4th or 5th rounder.
You think so, huh?
No, I think Stetson Bennett has played himself into maybe a franchisee at Raising Cane's. I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's already done that. Didn't he do an NIL thing with Raising Cane's? I think
so. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That way he'd have a job after college. Yeah, that was
networking, man. Networking. That's what they talk to you all about when you're in college. I mean.
Well, it's like, if he's got any sense about him whatsoever, he'll stick around and live the rest of his life in Athens and have some business, and people will be a patron just because he's Stetson Bennett.
He's a legend forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll marry a woman who's 5'6", and he'll have Stetson McBetherson McBennett the 6th, and he'll be the next Georgia quarterback.
Why would he marry a girl that's taller than him?
Yeah, he'll Stetson Bennett the 6th.
Stetson Bennett the 5th, right? Yeah.
No. Or is he? Oh, he's the 4th, right? So the next kid will be Stetson Bennett the 5th.
How many damn Stetson Bennett's are
And
there?
Kirby will groom him to be Georgia's next quarterback.
4, I guess. Since he's the 4th.
And he will recruit a 5-star quarterback, make that motherfucker transfer out after he catches punts, right?
Georgia's good at that.
Pretty soon there'll be more Stetson Bennett's than there are Aggies.
You know what I mean? They might have a whole team of Bennett's, dude. Maybe Stetson Bennett the 4th can have a whole football team of Bennett's. You know what I mean?
Did y'all see that?
Would love that, dude.
They retired Ugga 10 or whatever he is, but they had to carry that fat ass dog out there. He couldn't even walk out there.
Yeah, no,
he carried him.
Hold on, he's the 10th Ugga.
He's Q. Yeah.
So that's why he wears the number 10 on his jersey, then.
Yeah.
And see, I didn't know that. I just thought all the Uggas wore 10 on their jersey.
So now Boom is now Ugga 11. Yeah.
They named him after. They named him after Will Muschamp.
They named him after Will Muschamp.
What the hell?
Well, Will Muschamp played at Georgia, so I guess it's not the worst thing.
Right.
Will Mustap's name is Boom?
Yeah.
That's his nickname?
Yeah, that's why they were called the Boom Chickens.
Yes.
I guess that's from him being a head coach.
That's why we
They
called
don't
him
have
when he
to
was
call.
there. We called them the Boom Chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it that said that? Cousin Casey says Vandergrift should stay one more. He's one mess up or injury away from being a starter, and it's his job next season. Well, first of all, I agree with the sentiment there, but these kids these days, I sound like an old man now. These damn kids these days, they don't look at it like that. They look at it like he was a 5-star, wasn't he, coming out of high school?
That's the key. When you're a 5-star, like if I'm a 5-star, like I'm gonna go where I'm gonna play. Like I'm the guy.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit behind Stetson Bennett, freaking Juju, Carson Beck.
Yeah.
This poor guy, he sat on the bench for 2 years and watched Stetson Bennett a walk on, and now he's behind Carson Beck, and he's like, man. I mean,
it's funny because I think Carson Beck he's the only one that wasn't a 5-star.
Yeah.
I think because Gunnar Stockton and Brock Vandegrift were.
Didn't he throw a pick against Georgia Tech?
Oh yeah, he sucks, dude.
How did he throw a pick against Georgia Tech?
He fumbled it.
What I'm asking, yeah. I mean,
DJ
They all
Uiagalelei
suck,
didn't throw a
man.
pick against.
I'll never forget when Lou made a video a couple years back when he was bitching out of his nose about, and Kirby trots out Stetson fucking Bennett.
Oh, yeah, I
He was
remember
angry
that,
as
yeah.
hell. You remember that, right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, Lou was no like.
Yeah, I remember Lou. Yeah, I remember Lou used to cry about Stetson Bennett. Of course, now he's the greatest
He wasn't
college
wrong.
quarterback of all time.
Except he wasn't wrong. Stetson Bennett
No.
never should have played.
I mean, Lou's pretty honest about Georgia's program to give him credit.
Stetson never should have played. There was still
Why is-
quarterback.
Why?
There was.
why
You
should
still
he-
have 3
Why
quarterbacks
should
better
he
than
have
Stetson
never
Bennett.
played? Look at the results. I mean,
You still have 3
Why should
quarterbacks
he-
better than Stetson Bennett.
Like me and Sea Dog should not be taller than your starting quarterback at Georgia.
well, I mean, I don't really care who the quarterback is as long as we're winning. So
I mean, to be fair to Stetson Bennett, I would play the 30-year-old over the 20-year-old too. So
as long
Yeah.
as
I don't care if Bilbo Baggins is back there. If you can throw a rope, that's what it is.
I think Bilbo Baggins probably could be a good player, though.
Hey, Jordan, let me ask you this before I forget.
It sure would make quarterback sneaks easy. Bilbo could just put the ring on.
Put the ring on, yeah.
Yeah, but then you bring Sauron in the stadium. That causes issues.
Yeah. Imagine it. Yeah.
Hey, Jordan, tell me what you know about this guy.
Playing in the middle of.
What do you know about number 20, running back for Clemson? Dominic Thomas, I think is his name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Quadzilla.
Yeah, Quadzilla. Yeah, now I can confirm that was the first thing you noticed about this guy. I don't know how tall he is because it's hard to tell when he's standing next to all these other tall guys. I don't know. He might be 5'9", maybe.
He's a little taller than that.
His
He's like
leg
5'10", but he's
is he?
Yeah.
He looks short compared to the other players. But anyway,
Yeah.
his thighs are the size of my torso.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Maurice Jones-Drew was 5'7", and he had a great NFL
Yeah,
career.
but he was sort of like he was sort of the surprise.
Stayed at 5'5".
He was the surprise of the spring game, to me,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone else there too.
He's very physically impressed. I mean, Dabo talked about him a lot last offseason too. Just he's a very physically impressive kid, and he runs really hard. I think he's going to be I don't know if he's going to be a big time contributor, but I think he's going to be effective in some. They'll find a way to get him on the field in certain situations.
Yeah, he's shifty. You know.
Honestly, Keith Adams, it really impressed me as well.
Yeah.
Look, we don't need him right now. We don't need him this year. We need him in
No.
spots. But if he can become a Deuce Vaughn or a Maurice Jones-Drew type of player, fucking hell, man.
Well, it was very clear. I mean, I think the first 5 plays from scrimmage when the orange team had the ball, he was the one carrying every play.
Yeah.
So they're definitely trying to get him prepared for something. You know, in case they do need him. I guess I don't know, but.
Hey, Pete.
Look,
Yeah.
We're one injury away. I mean, if Shipley or Motha is not ready to go for a game, he's gonna have to be that relief guy at some
Right.
point. You know, unless you
Well,
plan on.
look, Jordan, at the end of the day, given the fact that we're not going to use the transfer portal, which we might use it to some certain extent later on in the game, but right now, given the fact that we're not going to use it to in the way that a lot of other programs are using it, we're going to need guys like that to progress and develop, right? That's just what we got to have. If we want to compete at a championship level, we need to develop guys like him. That's it. Because otherwise,
Yeah, what's up, Rick? You wanted to say?
So I'm going to do some shameless promotion. I just got an email. This Friday, I'm going to be doing an interview with a SEC official. He was an SEC official for 20 years, Gus Morris. He's got a book coming out called, I think it's called The Football Book or something like that. But it's going to be cool, man. So I'm going to probably post his little link in the chat, but be looking out for that.
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
And it's called Saturdays Down South is his book. He's got some pictures like with him and Steve Spurrier. Evidently has some good stories with Spurrier chewing his ass.
I can't read it then.
I keep seeing Slim Shady come in the StreamYard and drop out, come in and drop out, come. I don't know if he's driving through somewhere and losing service or he's getting tired of.
I guess because he's trying to see if there's room in the stream.
Oh yeah. Well, he can just wait.
Pissed,
if he stays back there, I'll bring him on. But anyway.
But some other observations from the spring game. Obviously, I can't really take much from the wide receiver play. We had basically nobody, and it was clear they were trying to keep Antonio Williams and Cole Turner on like a pitch count.
Yeah.
Jordan, let me ask you a question, Jordan. Who's going to be our starting 3 wide receivers going into the season next year?
Bo Collins, Antonio Williams,
and Adam Randall.
I think Adam Randall, but
don't tell me Cole Turner, man. I don't want to hear that.
It's probably going to be Cole Turner, maybe Stellato.
Cole Turner is going to be in the. It's going to be Cole Turner is going to play. He's going. I'm fine with Cole Turner play. I think he can play, but I don't think he should be like a. If he's like playing like big time, like he's like our go-to guy in situation, that's a little concerning. I definitely think he can play it.
Yes, he can play, but dude, we need to be better than this. Look, I'm sure he's a hard-nosed guy. He's a good player. We've seen him make a couple big catches, but man, we need to be better than this, dude.
Listen, we just don't know. We don't know enough about.
If Adam Randall, Bo Collins, and Antonio Williams do not have a good year, we're not going to have a good year.
Right, I'm with you, but we don't know. We just don't know enough because Randall's been hurt so much, and same thing with Stellato. I mean, those guys, for all we know.
I'm not even thinking about Stellato at this point.
What about Noble Johnson?
What's wrong with Cole Turner?
There's nothing wrong with him. Honestly, it was a questionable take when he first signed. I was like, okay, he's a legacy kid. He's Nolan Turner's little brother. Cool. And Nolan Turner, to his credit, was a much better athlete than Clemson fans gave him credit for. But I was like, is he really ever going to be a big time contributor for us at wide receiver? I doubt it. But you can see the traits. I think he's a better athlete. He's definitively a better athlete than his brother. And you saw him get open on that shot play early in the game. I think I didn't watch the replay, but it looked like a post. And Cade was late, but he had a mile of separation. And I think it was Toriano Pride that was covering him, who is a pretty fast guy in his own right. So, he can get separation.
I know. You see a lot of comparisons with him and Hunter Renfrow. For one of the reasons, because he's white, and so anytime there's a white receiver, they compare him to Hunter Renfrow. But I do see some of the comparisons as far as the speed and the agility and the athleticism to Hunter Renfrow. But I don't know if he's got the hands that Hunter's got. You know what I mean?
He might be better than he might be faster than Hunter Renfrow, but he's not Hunter Renfrow, man. He's not Hunter Renfrow, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have the polish and I don't expect. That's not what I expect from him. But I definitely think he's a guy that you can sneak and I think he's surprised. I don't think people are going to take him seriously.
Is he one of the like Renfrow? Wasn't he a quarterback in high school? I think he was.
I think that's.
He just was a really athletic quarterback, but wasn't He's not
I think
built
he
for
played a lot of
college
different-
quarterback
I think he was
play.
like a gadget player for his high
Yeah.
school. I think he played a lot of.
Think about it like this, guys. Guys, let's be honest. So that 2015, 16, 17, or 18 team, all 4 teams that Hunter Renfrow was on, we did not rely on him, particularly in his first 2 years, for anything.
No.
We did not rely on Hunter Renfrow for anything. We do not need to be
Especially
relying on
2015.
Cole Turner for anything. Yeah, 15 was his freshman year, right?
Yeah.
We relied on him for nothing. 16 team, we relied on him for nothing. Like he was a bonus, man. We don't need that guy, right? We don't need to be relying on Cole Turner.
I thought he
anything,
scored
man.
the winning touchdown in the.
He did.
He did. No, we're
That
not
was
saying
a
that he
bonus.
wasn't a great player, but he was not even close to the number one guy on that team.
We forget he had like 450 yards all year that year, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: is like we had Mike Williams, we had Jordan Leggett, we had receivers,
Artavis Scott,
right? Artavis Scott, right?
Deion Kane. Yeah.
If we're relying on Cole Turner to produce big numbers for us, that's not good, man. It's not.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think that's the plan either, but I think he's a guy that you can he's good for, especially getting down the field. I think he can. He has some big play potential, and I don't think he should be your go-to guy in those spots. But I think if you're trying to draw something up to catch the defense off guard, I think he's a guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna be like a diversion for or vice versa, but for Antonio Williams probably. Antonio Williams he's gonna.
I'm excited. Good.
Williams is gonna draw a lot of double teams, and you need guys like Turner that can get open.
But Antonio Williams is a slot receiver. He's 5'9.5".
Yeah.
My issue is who is our X receiver? Who is our 9 receiver?
And Antonio Williams is 6 foot. He's going to play all over the place. I mean, he's going to play a lot of slots.
Yeah, he'll play outside too.
He can line up at pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
They'll probably put him at running back sometimes too.
He's going to be the Zay Flowers type of player. Right?
Yeah, right.
For Boston.
Yeah,
College
that's actually a pretty good comparison. He's not as fast as Zay. I don't think Zay is kind of a different. I'm a huge Zay Flowers guy.
We need a big guy. We need a big, tall guy who can catch. Yeah. We need a T. Higgins. We need a Mike Williams, man. We need that guy.
Well, Adam Randall is he's built like DK Metcalf. I mean, he's.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he's definitely somebody to look out for. Hey guys, I'm going to bring on.
He runs almost as well as DK Metcalf too.
Jordan,
healthy.
Tell me about Noble Johnson.
Okay, so Noble, I'm really high. I'm high on Noble. I think it would be really great if he were to kind of his development was kind of fast tracked a little bit. But I think he's got potential. I think physically he's really impressive, and I think he can certainly contribute. But I'm kind of, if Clemson fans are expecting him to be just kind of step in and be a guy early, I'm kind of I'd give some pushback on that. Maybe we still are. I don't know. We still don't know what Ronan Hannafin and Tyler Brown are gonna. Tyler Brown hasn't even gotten on campus yet. Hannafin or Tyler Brown haven't gotten on campus yet. So. Who knows? Maybe one of those guys comes in and is really good. I mean, Antonio Williams wasn't a mid-year, and he came in and was our best receiver pretty much immediately. So
yes, I'm getting to it, Rick. Guys, I am going to bring on Slim. He's been patiently waiting. So, but I do need one of you to volunteer to drop out. Anybody but Volusia, because for obvious reasons.
Okay, well, we've got 3 tater men. I've given my thoughts.
Listen. I'm not gonna fight with Slim about politics. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
All right. So Jordan says he'll bow out. All right. Well, it's good.
Jordan, I love you, dude. It's good talking, bro.
It was good talking to you, Jordan.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming on. All right.
Take care, Jordan, man. Be easy, bro.
Welcome to the Midday Show.
Slim, how are you, sir?
First of all, I need to know what kind of reverse psychology Rick Talk is using.
Yeah, be more specific.
We should be worried about Haynes King. We should be worried about Haynes King, who couldn't complete 50% of his passes.
Yeah.
It's a new year, buddy.
Yeah, it's different now.
It's going to be different this time.
It's different from the other day when he couldn't complete 50% of his passes, and I should be worried about him.
Yeah.
Now I will say there couldn't be a worse
explain this
offensive.
reverse psychology to me.
Slim. He couldn't be under a worse offensive mind than Jimbo Fisher, right? So at least he's taking a mild step up there.
He threw some really good balls. That's what we were excited about. Like, he was throwing on the run across his body, threw a dime about 40 yards. Like,
And I know that you guys aren't like, don't pay a ton of attention to tech football, but he's not even our starter.
well, it sounds like Slim watched it though. You watched some of the spring game then, right?
I've looked up the stats from a few. I haven't watched a single spring game, including Miami's.
Okay.
Don't don't watch Georgia Tech's spring game. Why would you do that? What are you doing?
Well, once again, I didn't even watch Miami's. What makes you think I'm going to watch Georgia Tech's?
It was a good game.
Yeah, good call, bro. Good call. Yeah, I'm sure
I
it
don't
was
put
great. It was, what was it, 5-3? Yeah, awesome.
I mean, admittedly, I don't put a whole lot of stock in spring games because Miami receivers caught balls in spring games, and during the season, I've yet to see them do that. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, based on what I saw in the spring, he looked, especially from where he came, where he had like a 3-hitched throwing motion. And I know you see you didn't watch it, but his throwing motion looked a lot better too, which is something that I was concerned about.
Well, okay, and that's going to lead me to my second point on it. If we're focusing on how much better the throwing motion of our quarterback is, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in my quarterback.
Well, we got like two, like Zach Pyron is also.
Yeah, he's not even our
capable.
starter.
Slim,
Pyron-
listen,
Pyron
you gotta
is a
remember
starter.
that, Slim.
Who you
Slim,
broke
gotta
his
remember they're
collarbone,
Georgia Tech
Slim.
fan. Slim, you got to remember they're Georgia Tech fans. Like any straw they can grasp on, dude.
There you go. It's Slim.
I'm still here. You're talking about me like
I mean,
I'm not here.
I've seen a Miami quarterback with great throwing motion that completed 45% of his passes.
Hey, Slim, do you remember how Haynes King beat Miami? Do you remember that?
Damn.
Yeah, you talking all this shit about the guy.
I really don't, because Haynes King didn't throw a single touchdown in that game. As a matter of fact.
What was the result, though?
Haynes
You're saying
King
he had
barely.
nothing.
Hell, by that point, Haynes King had gotten benched. They put him in and took him back out. So I really wouldn't even call that on Haynes King. But even if you want to, that's fine. Georgia Tech didn't beat Miami. As a matter of fact, a fucking terrible Miami team blew out Georgia Tech. That's how terrible Georgia Tech.
That's fine. I mean, we had a hurt quarterback, you know. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
2 hurt quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's only, you know, when we freaking have a hurt quarterback, we can only beat the likes of North Carolina. But don't.
Miami had an autistic offense, and you guys so awesome.
That's interesting.
And somehow that offense was able to drop 40 on them.
Yeah, weird.
Well, look, all I know is this year it's going to be different. It's going to be different. We're going to go down to Gable's. What the fuck is your stadium at? It's not on campus, so I don't know where the hell it is.
It's like 45 minutes.
That's not where they play. They don't play in Grove.
Yeah, you got to get you got to get a flight to your stadium.
It's in a retirement community.
Miami Gardens.
Yeah, is it the 50 and overs community? Is that where y'all play?
Miami got
Sunrise, Florida.
It might be in the retirement community. I don't know. Don't really too much give a shit.
Yeah.
It's a nice ass stadium.
Well, you gonna give a shit when we come down there and whoop that ass? That's all I know.
Right.
Well, no, Coral Gables is a retirement community.
It's going to be Utah versus Oregon all over again.
Well, you are right, Pete. Coral Gables itself is a retirement community.
Yeah. The average age there is 40, but there's not a single 40-year-old that lives there. It's because there's half of them are 80 and the other half are college kids.
So this right in the middle. Yeah.
It makes that average look nice.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if I was y'all too, I would still be crying into my Cheerios if they actually hired. I mean, I'd take Will Muschamp over Brent Key.
Really?
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there.
Oh,
You just
man.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, at least Muschamp has coaching experience.
Well, but he's proven to be a terrible head coach, but Brent Key hasn't proven that yet. We still have to wait and see.
Well, he
Brent Key took over in the middle of the season and turned the shit around. So
Yeah, there you go.
went on the road first week, got a win against a ranked Pitt team. That how many games did Pitt win last year? 9 or 10.
And these are teams that were ranked at the time and finished ranked. You know, they're not like. I mean,
you just look at the Miami game and judge them solely based on that, and I don't think that's a fair assessment of his ability.
No, what I will look at is, as a matter of fact, this came out of Sea-Dog. It didn't matter when Miami beat a ranked Pitt the year before, so it doesn't matter that you beat a ranked Pitt last year.
I don't even understand what you're trying to say.
What?
It didn't matter that Miami beat.
Sure,
what does Miami have to do with
out of Sea-Dog's own mouth? It did not matter that.
Does it matter they beat a ranked UNC on the road?
It does not matter that Miami beat a ranked NC State and Pitt. So it doesn't matter for Georgia Tech either.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You guys don't have the same coaches when you beat. You guys shouldn't have fired You guys shouldn't have fired
standards.
Manny Diaz.
No, they shouldn't have, but they also shouldn't have hired him in the first place either.
It's called a double standard.
Tell them, Big. We can't have that in 2023.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
Well, all I know is the guy seems to be doing. Do you think Brent Key's a bad hire? Is that what you're saying?
We'll see.
We're not calling him a good.
You think he said? We've settled for him, don't you?
You know what, man? At the end of the day, Dabo.
The administration.
No.
The AD and the administration settled for him, but the fans.
This is my basis for saying that Manny never should have been hired as well. I don't want a guy that's never been a head coach before to be my head coach.
Right. Dabo Sweeney was a bad hire.
Exactly. Volusia's right.
Dabo work out.
Yeah, that's
People
silly.
said the same thing about Dabo. They said he was he didn't deserve the job, but it was a similar situation. Well, first of all, he was endorsed by Bowden, who was on the way out.
It's not a similar situation because they're not going to give Dabo that kind of time in this day and age.
Right. So it's the day and age.
Who did Georgia want before they hired Kirby Smart? Who did most Georgia fans want to hire? Will Muschamp.
That's what they wanted.
Oh, God.
I never heard a single Georgia fan say they wanted to hire.
A lot of them said that. I talked to them.
Bro. Who?
You know, he almost became the Clemson head coach, right?
God.
Muschamp?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
When he was at Texas, he interviewed for the job at Clemson and didn't get it.
Was that before he was ever at Florida?
Yeah, that was before Florida.
Yes.
Well,
this was
in that case, it's understandable.
Right before Florida,
this was when he was Mac Brown's successor.
Right.
So the story goes, obviously, they chose Dabo over Muschamp and several other people too. But, years later, of course, Muschamp, with the whole thing with, well, I didn't want the job anyway. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I wasn't really trying.
Yeah, then why'd you interview for it, dude?
But Slim, how are you dismissing those two hires?
You threw up Kirby, but you want to bank on the exception?
The exception.
I'm not putting my money on the exception.
Yeah, except
if
the problem
those
is
two are not the exception to the rule.
The problem is that Brent Key has already proven that he can win.
You're right.
Brent Key has already proven this. He took over in a no-win situation. Nobody expected him to do anything, and he turned it around, and he's already shown improvement. And all of the players wanted him, and we're gonna have some continuity now.
Yes, all the players wanted Manny Diaz. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, but this is the bullshit argument that people give for Brent Key, they give him no credit for what he did as the interim. Was none of that impressive? Was none of that?
Yeah, it was.
Then that's a patently stupid argument.
So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
if you're going to say nothing he did mattered as the interim, I don't really.
Well, clearly it mattered. It got him hired.
Because he got hired, so.
Yeah.
Listen, I think Slim is right.
That wouldn't have hired him, so.
Right. I think Slim is right that Dabo and his ilk are the exceptions to the rule. But I think it's too early to obviously too early to judge Brent Key about whether it was a good hire or not. Right?
Sure.
So when they go listen, Slim. When they go 3-9 again next year, Okay. All right. Then
I've already put my money on that.
Yeah, I've got $200 out that Georgia Tech's going to make a bowl.
Well, I mean, Brent Key does have a
And we
five.
bet Slim on it.
Yeah.
I bet Slim. I got a bet with Slim, Peete, Celine Driver for some reason,
And Bulldog Brian.
and Bulldog Brian. Yeah.
Right.
It's actually
Slim, when they're all out, $200, $300, $400 next year, then they'll be talking about they'll be singing a different tune.
it's actually $175.
Hey,
C-Dog.
Belushi, I'll tell you how confident in it I am. I gave him a parlay bet that Georgia
Tell 'em
Tech
how dumb this
Slim,
guy is,
I wouldn't go around advertising.
No, go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
will.
Slim. Go ahead,
I gave
Go
him
ahead,
a
Slim.
parlay bet that Georgia Tech will not make a bowl game and Miami will.
Rick, who is your bet with? I got it written down here. It's $100 with somebody.
With Slim, and the terms are, he gave me the house side of a parlay bet. So he said that Miami will make a bowl and Tech will not. So anything other than that happening, I win.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So Slim, you should do that. I agree with you. I think that's a good bet, and you should also bet that Miami will beat Tech. You triple it up, right? So Tech misses a bowl, Miami makes a bowl, and Miami beats Tech. 1, 2, 3 it up. I'm with you on that. I would bet that.
Yeah, keep making it less likely to happen.
Yeah, and a triple parlay. Let's have the head-to-head.
Shit, I think that makes it more likely to happen.
I mean, look, once again, I don't put a whole lot of
guy's
stock in
allergic to
spring
money.
games, but my starting quarterback completed 75% of his passes.
Okay. I don't put a lot of stock in spring games, but it's the crux of the argument I just made.
Yeah.
Hey, Slim, you and I don't agree on much, but we're in lockstep on this. We're in lockstep on this.
Well, you should bet us then too.
Rick, my whole argument is your enthusiasm for King, and you shouldn't have any, but for some reason you do. And yes,
Everybody-
it's your starting quarterback.
Everybody's focused on King. He's not our starting quarterback. It's just the one y'all know. Byron is the starting quarterback.
Oh.
And I
So it's
talked to
not-
Zach Pyron personally, and he told me minimum 8 wins.
Minimum 8 wins.
All right. So which quarterback looked like the best?
Well, it's hard to say
Big
because
also.
Zach Pyron only played like a half. He didn't get a ton of snaps. Haynes
So
King
I'm super
got the
confident in
majority of
that.
it.
Yeah. So be super confident in that guy.
Looked like the better
Well, he's coming off of a broken collarbone, so they
Oh,
probably,
even more confidence. You understand? Are we talking a different language?
That's almost a sentence. Go ahead.
You see, we're
covered.
Psychology.
We are covered either way.
No, I'm confident in him because he broke his collarbone. That's why I feel good.
How is it reverse psychology? I don't think you understand what reverse psychology is.
No, he does.
It's
He
you
does.
can just
He's
say
right.
it's a shit argument and go screw yourself, but it's not reverse psychology.
I understand very well what it is. You are a team.
We can't understand that.
Performance means he's going to be a good quarterback.
Hold on, say that again. You were breaking up.
Yeah, that was reverse internet.
You're right. Say it again, Slim, because you're right. Slim, you're right. You're correct, Slim. Say it again.
Your confidence in a good performance out of your quarterback during the season thus far is based on a terrible performance in the spring game. That is reverse psychology.
It was not
And an injury to boot. Not only that, but an injury in his
Reverse psychology would be like I'm stating the opposite to try and get you to say that. That's what reverse psychology is.
I feel like that's what you're doing.
No, you're
I feel
doing
like
it
that's
to
what you're doing.
yourself. That's the problem. You're not doing it to me. You're doing it to yourself.
Shit. I'm doing it to myself, man.
Yeah, my quarterback was shit in the spring game, and he has a history of
Neither of them were
injury.
shit. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go. Roger Dodger. It's reverse logic. That's right. That's what it is. Oh.
It's Kidjol.
Man, the season can't get here fast enough. That's all I can tell you.
I can't wait to get my money.
Well,
No, I already know what I'm on, but that's going to go toward my 380.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech fans reverse engineering logic. You know.
Hey, listen, if I'm not in prison for burning down the insurance company, I'm gonna be drinking very well at the Slab Olympics on y'all's time.
All right, we'll see who's got egg
we'll
on their face. We'll
If
see.
not, if I am locked up, I still expect that money on my books. Thank you very much.
I'll come visit you, man, and pay you. I got no problem with that.
We'll see.
I gotta get my cup of noodles and shit.
Week 6,
While
we'll
I'm
see.
solitary.
Oh, do you want me to pay you in ramen or honey buns?
No, just put it on my books. I'll get what I need with it. You know, I might need a razor that day or something.
Pay him in Sea Dog cheeseburgers.
There you
Sea
go.
Dog cheeseburgers. Hey, those are worth a lot more than what we're betting here.
And they're seasoned with duck butter, evidently.
Smuggle in
With
some.
duck butter.
Duck
God
butter.
damn. Oh my god.
Listen. Slim, let me put it this way. If you do get locked up, I feel very confident in the veracity of your bets. You're going to win all these bets.
Where is that coming from? I missed something with this. Where is this you're getting locked up coming from?
Oh, I was talking about it this morning. I was trying to figure out what the mandatory minimums are for arson because I'm gonna burn down the fucking insurance company.
Allegedly.
Well, that's what I like. If
Or
I'm
hypothetically,
arson,
or whatever.
I usually go on the internet and say I'm going to do it.
Oh, I took it a step further. When I got the call from the adjuster last night, I was sitting at a table enjoying crawfish with the ADA at her house.
Mm. What the?
So I said it to her first.
We're trying to help you here, Slim. Come on.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Stop admitting to crimes before you commit them on the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have a problem taking responsibility for my actions.
They're gonna put you in solitary for 27 years if you do that.
Yeah, and you better not bitch about it after what you said in the comments.
Goddamn right. They put people in solitary for worse than that. For less than that.
Now, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole on that, but y'all do realize like there are entire prisons that are nothing but solitary, right?
But that's okay.
Yeah, and guess what? That's terrible.
It's not good.
Like all those federal supermax facilities are all solitary
Yeah.
Yeah, the Unabomber's in solitary. Okay, but that doesn't mean that everyone who's so sick
Unabomber is a genius, though.
No, I don't think everybody should be, but you know, like the people. When I worked there, the people that were in solitary were guys that killed somebody on the inside, had tried to escape.
So just because you didn't witness someone in solitary that just committed, robbery, means it's not so.
Well, they threw him in solitary.
Try to escape.
Okay, but did you try to hurt somebody in the process of escaping, or you just tried to escape? There's that.
Even if you tried to hurt someone, does that mean you get
felony.
27 years of solitary?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I've barely been alive 27 years.
Solitary is inhumane, man. But we don't have to do.
Well, I won't say it's inhumane, but 27 years of it is certainly.
Yeah.
That's
Like
when you
2
start
weeks
writing
is
stuff
fine.
with your own doo-doo on the wall. Like that.
No, that's just normal punishment. It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks, okay, but like 20, but like
That's what
more
you
than
get for
that
getting in
is
a fight in there. You get 2 weeks in solitary.
Right.
Haven't you guys ever seen Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Hey,
I mean, he was in solitary, but at least he was on an island. I mean, he had water, fresh air, sunshine, that fucking volleyball that he loved.
That volleyball, I've never felt so bad for a guy as when he lost that damn volley. But I cried over that volleyball, man. I felt bad for him.
Can you imagine being locked in a 9x12 room where your only friend is a cockroach and a rat?
No.
Here's my thing is, how many times did he try to fuck that volleyball?
Well, I think he succeeded every time. I don't think he tried.
Well, he probably would have popped it.
I'm gonna be honest, Volusia. I don't want to know the answer to that question.
I've never thought about that. So.
About having sex with a volleyball?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A volleyball player is a different story, but that's a different show for a different
We
time.
need another word added to that sentence to make it get behind it. Thanks for the free money. I'll tell you what. Me and C-Dog, where you want to go with this money? You want to go to Claremont Lounge? Where are we going?
Yes, my brother's about to turn 18. Tomorrow.
That's right.
Tomorrow, B-Dog turns 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so
so you're gonna take him to the club, or
yeah, he asked us to go to he asked us to take him to the strip club for his 18th birthday.
Oh,
and
wow.
We promised to take him to Claremont Lounge, which is this rundown freaking place in Atlanta, and all the strippers are like old.
They're all like a 1 out of 10. The bartender will open your beer with her boobs.
Yeah.
Now, I've been out of the game for a long time. I thought you had to be 21 to enter such establishment.
No, you just pay a big cover if you're under 21.
Oh.
Right.
Hey,
we gotta look at that.
Bolted on.
I just got a text message. I got to make a phone call. I got to bounce.
All right. See you later, man.
Thanks for
It's like one of the places you take your friends as a joke.
Well,
it's like a train wreck.
Yeah, and he
Right.
doesn't know.
So they've got the bolted on fake tits that they could pop a beer top with.
So what you're saying is,
Tell them about Claremont Lounge.
so it's in Georgia at 18 you can go to a strip club. You can't drink, but the cocaine's that's okay. You can do that, right?
Right.
I actually don't know.
We got to look at Claremont Lounge's age. We do.
You have no idea how awesome the Claremont Lounge is.
Really?
So
I've never been myself.
So Dog, you're taking him there to lose his virginity, and maybe you might lose yours too.
Oh God!
Oh, wow.
The Claremont Lounge is where strippers go to die. Their slogan is "Been alive since '65." It's one of the most awesome places you have ever been in your life. You can buy like bootleg CDs out the front door and get chlamydia in the back. So it is definitely the best place to go.
Fools, will you go with us if we go?
I love the Claremont Lounge. We actually went down to we went to the Nutcracker with some fancy friends of ours a few years ago. And so we were all dressed up. My wife, she'd never been to no strip club, being from Indonesia and stuff. That's just not normal there. And so we're all dressed up like to the nines, and we get done with the Nutcracker and fancy dinners and all this stuff. And then we all end up at the Claremont. She's like, "Oh my God, where are we?"
Well, here is the fine establishment right here. I got it on the screen.
Oh,
it's awesome. Let me tell you how great
I got some bad news for you. It says 21 plus to enter.
We're going to have to wait a little while.
Yep.
Let me tell you, there's not even the strippers literally have to. There's a boombox, like an old school boombox CD player on the stage. So they have the choice of whether to put their own quarters in the jukebox and play their next song or put their own CD into the boombox on top of the thing to dance.
You guys see this?
That's Blondie. That's Blondie right there.
It's a picture of fucking Anthony.
On their website, do they have like a roster or like a depth chart?
Oh, I'm looking, but this picture right here is Anthony Bourdain at the Claremont Lounge with what looks like, I don't know, like a 60-year-old stripper.
That's Blondie. Let me tell you, she's retired now.
Oh, retired.
Her token thing was she would crush beer cans
with her boobs
between her breastises.
Oh.
On stage, and you could walk up and give her a beer can and she would crush them. That's Blondie. That's a fact.
How'd she do that?
Oh, good news. Tuesday's karaoke night.
Well, that's when we were going to go, wasn't it? See,
yeah, my brother, his birthday's tomorrow, but that's.
Can we get him a fake ID?
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the chat? Can we hook us up with that?
Guys, there's a live chat option on this website. Should I try to chat with people?
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's chat. I'm going to ask them. Well, what should I ask them?
How much do you have to pay for this?
No, ask if Blondie's still there. Do it.
Yes.
Say, is Blondie still
I was going to ask him if fake IDs are allowed. No. All right. Is Blondie still employed? Is she an employee?
No, just ask if Blondie's still there. You don't have to be like grammatically correct in this, I promise.
Oh, you mean I don't have to be grammatically correct when I'm texting with the Claremont Lounge?
Yeah. Okay. Don't be suspicious if it's like correct English.
All right.
Yeah, maybe you should spell there with a D.
Yeah. Just throw some consonants in there randomly.
Is Blondie?
Oh, man, what a bunch of bullshit.
No.
You mean they don't have some stripper in the back room ready to answer my text immediately?
No, please just put your phone number in there.
But BVD
It wants me to put my name and email.
Incorporated@gmail.com.
Yes. Please do that. Put BVD's email in that, please.
All right.
Say I'm a lonely guy.
Hold on.
Company.
BVD is my name. All right, what's his email address?
BVD Incorporated.
BVD.
BVD@15and0.com.
Oh, man.
BVD Incorporated at Gmail?
Yes.
Yahoo.
Nice. This is
No,
awesome.
it's Yahoo. Yeah.
Is it Yahoo?
It's Yahoo. Yeah.
Okay. Vic probably knows better than me.
It's at yahoo.com?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So BVD at BVD Incorporated at yahoo.com would like to know if Blondie is still there. All right,
You put
submit.
incorporated at yahoo.com.
I did?
Yeah.
Shit. That's what you said, wasn't it?
It's BVD Incorporated.
That's what I did.
Try it again.
Did I not do that?
It'll
I
be
think
all
you
right.
did.
Yeah, I
How's
did.
BVD supposed to get information about the Claremont Lounge?
Wait, BVD's Incorporated?
All right.
So I have a question for these Georgia Tech fans. So was the spring game important or not? I mean, you were one moment you're doing a whole show about how pumped you are about the spring game, and then just a moment ago I hear you say that it was just a spring game and it doesn't really matter.
Well, it depends on what I'm arguing. If it's convenient for my argument, it's important.
There it is. Bing bong. Hit the
If it's not, turns out it's not important.
Because, I mean, last night, you were talking about laying down and bleeding more and doing all this, and Georgia Tech's back, and the days of the old are gone and gone away.
I was about 40% chubbed.
Look, Sea-Dog done bailed on you now, man. He left you hanging.
Dude.
Dang, Sea-Dog. All right.
I kind of like this Claremont Lounge hat here. It's only $25.
Awesome, I used to have a shirt. I used to have a T-shirt. I even cut the sleeves off of it. That's how skanky I was. That was about 10 years ago.
No, this place is like famous for raunchiness. It's great.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right, Pete, listen, I got to go.
Yes.
It's good to chat with y'all. I do have some great scenes. So last night was the first night for soccer back here in Shanghai in about 4 years, live football, live soccer. And it was fucking amazing. And I'm going to send you some scenes from it, man. We went buck-ass wild. And I'll send you some of them for next show. But for now, I got to go.
All right.
Are you allowed out of your pods now, or?
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Your pods.
Out of solitary confinement?
Yeah.
We're back. Yes. We're back in the stadium. Bro. We're back in the stadium. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord Mao.
That was the best response. Hey, come on now.
Yeah, it was stupid as hell, but it's all right. I love you, too. Listen.
I know, man. I love you too, man.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I'll send you some videos next week about what happened last night. It was wild, but I got to go to bed tonight. And y'all have a good day. Go Tigers, and I'll see you in a couple days.
All right, see you later, buddy.
See you later. Oh. Man.
I love the banter. It's fun.
That just caught me off guard. It caught me off guard.
All right, see you guys.
All right, see you later, buddy.
All right, see you, buddy. I like people who don't get butt hurt. It's nice.
Butt hurt.
There's nothing you could do to him that China hasn't already done.
Speaking of butt hurt, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah. So no, I was just driving back from Atlanta just now, and I was listening to all this Georgia Tech pump talk, and I just had to jump on because.
Well, I mean, you're kind of a Georgia Tech fan yourself. Like, you don't want to admit it.
Oh, I've admitted it many times. I like Georgia Tech. You know that.
I know, and I won't give you the same. Like, I will never say that I like
and Sea-Dog hates Miami. I believe I even asked him.
I can't say.
I said, "What's your most hated team in the ACC?" And he didn't skip a beat. Miami.
Look,
I know.
If every
even more than Pitt,
was like traveling fools though, or Coach Coop for that matter, I would.
Or Slim, or even Slim.
Yeah, even Slim. But there's so many other Miami fans on here that are like Pinecone, for example. Just.
Miami fans crack me up, and it's mainly the younger generation, I think, of Miami fans rather than the older. There's a big disconnect there.
T2Y is just fucking with people anyway. He doesn't really think that stuff.
I agree.
He's just messing around.
So it's like me, huh?
Kinda, yeah.
No, Sea-Dog, I love the people who take you seriously.
Yeah, me too.
That cracks me up. Fucking sea fraud. Goddamn moron. It's like you're trolling yourself trying to troll Sea-Dog. It's like, dude, I like the way you guys ignored me, though, in the chat on your on your Georgia Tech.
There were so many people in the chat. We didn't look at it all. Sorry.
Oh, come on.
We had Bryce Coon and freaking Benjamin London on there. We were.
Oh man, y'all were ignoring me out the ass in the chat. I even heard the beep 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 beep, and I'm like, oh, the Nerds calculator watch went off. Must be time for the show to end.
Hey, those Casio wristwatches are hard to find.
That's this right here. Celine Driver gave us this watch at the first Slab Olympics, and I put it on my.
Yeah, I have one too.
Yeah, I put it on my boom here, and it goes off every hour, and I don't know how to.
I'd see.
Just because Celine Driver gave you something doesn't discount the fact that it's Nerds.
I'm pretty sure because Traveling Fools always makes fun of. Well, I don't. It's not the watch I'm wearing now, but the one I wear sometimes, the G-Shock. It's a Casio, and I don't think you can turn the beeping off.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Well, at least you can at midnight. It only beeps at midnight, but I haven't figured out how to turn it off.
And the batteries just won't ever die.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it goes off every hour. But it's a nice reminder of our buddy Celine and how he gave us these watches.
Yeah, it's nice remembrance of him since nobody knows where he's at or what he's doing.
Him and Millis are like Thelma and Louise driving off the cliff right now.
Why am I always around when things go wrong? Because that was on Bad Bitch Feel, I think, and that was when he like said he wasn't doing the internet anymore.
Well, things go wrong all the time, so it's just another one.
When has anything gone right?
Yeah, Rectalk never did meet Millis. He came after Millis left.
I didn't, unfortunately.
Well, Mayhem Matthew doubled down on eating a Millis sandwich again on a bet the other night.
What's a Millis sandwich? That sounds disgusting.
You don't
remember when Millis made the sandwich where he put the mustard and the mayonnaise on his chest and wiped it onto the bread and then put the thing. For some reason, Mayhem Matthew wants to eat one of these sandwiches.
Oh my God.
He made a bet that didn't have a downside. He just said, if this happens, I'll do this. And we're like, well, what do we have to do? And he's like, nothing.
He just wants to eat that. Like, I'll take that bet all day long.
What would you rather eat, a Sea Dog burger or a Millis sandwich?
I don't want to play anymore.
I don't even want to know what a Sea Dog burger is.
You didn't hear me telling.
I missed it. Okay, I must have missed that. Sorry.
It's one that's been near as plums.
Yeah, I used to hide burgers when I played on the football team in high school. I would have my friends bring me burgers from the concession stands. I would hide them in my pants and eat them on the sidelines. And
the first time you told me that, dude, I was like, what? Hold on, say that again.
Wait, the first time you told anybody that, you should have stopped. There's no reason to repeat this story, man.
There's been a few things you've told me that, like, first of all, one of them I was driving, I about wrecked. You were telling me about your poop app.
Yeah, the poop app is a good one.
So, what were you saying, fools, that we ignored?
No, I was just trolling you guys in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I did see the comment. We were talking. Those two guys we had on were beat reporters for Georgia Tech.
Benjamin's cool, and I didn't expect.
I thought that was the guy at the varsity. That's what do you have? What do you have? I didn't realize that was an actual.
It was. He got a new job now.
They worked for 247, and they interviewed the coaches and got inside information and stuff. And Bryce Kuhn, the guy, one of them, he used to be on the beat, and he just recently got a job. He got a promotion. Now he's going to LSU. But
now he's in AutoZone.
Yeah, LSU, very funny.
It's Pep Boys. Get it right.
Yeah,
Pep Boys. No, he'll be a Pep Boys next year.
Damn y'all with this Pep Boys stuff, man. I mean, where does that come? Where does that come from?
It's from Uncle Lou, because Uncle Lou.
But where does he get it from in his twisted head? We all work at goddamn Pep Boys.
Well, have you ever been in a Pep Boys before? You fit the description, sir.
Well, I guess I need to go and see. I'm just going to walk into Pep Boys and be like, why do I belong here?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's like going back home.
You have to learn how to change a tire.
As soon as you walk into a Pep Boys, it's like going back home to the motherland. You know, you feel at home instantaneously.
Before you can work at an auto parts store, you have to know how to change a tire. So keep it up, nerd man.
Hey, did you see how big that screw was that was in my tire, though? It was like 5 centimeters, man. That was.
I know. I had screw envy as well, my friend.
Yeah, I think Hover Billy's right. I think Pep Boys is was the company started by a couple of Georgia Tech grads.
So they're stupendously wealthy. Okay.
Yeah. Tech Boys, Pep Boys, you get it. You know.
Now their logo does look Tech-like because they have the glasses.
I'd rather work at Pep Boys than Raising Cane's.
That's true.
Well, you know, Hooters was started by a Clemson grad.
Was it?
Yeah, that's why they wear those orange pants. Nice. It was a Clemson grad and some other guy. It was two guys that did it. But yeah, one of them was a Clemson grad.
Do you like Hooters?
And now Nate is the spokesperson, so we see
Nate
where that
did. Do you like Hooters, Pete?
I don't think I've been there in 20 years, so I guess not.
Well, I mean, one downtown we used to eat at a lot, and I like the food, legit.
You're like the only person that's ever said that.
The best thing to get at Hooters, other than Hooters, is a grilled cheese sandwich and an order of French fries. And
grilled cheese sandwich? What are you, 9?
Yeah, because everything else sucks. The wings suck. Everything sucks.
That's not true.
The buffalo shrimp are good.
No, the buffalo chicken sandwich is good. And then they have like the 3 Mile Island sauce.
Nobody goes there for the goddamn food. Come on now.
I do.
Yeah, and I read the articles. Okay.
I like
Twin Peaks got sued for discrimination, and so now it's not Hooters is not Hooters anymore.
For discrimination?
Yeah, because you know they would favor a big-breasted woman over a small-breasted woman, wouldn't get the job over them, and so they got sued.
How is that different than any other company ever?
And well, that's a good question.
I mean, I've been a part of some hiring processes, and
yeah, Twin Peaks, Sea Dog, it's actually good. My wife and I, we actually go there all the time. Every time we go to Marietta, we go to Twin Peaks.
The sweet Thai chili wings are awesome.
You ever been to the Tilted Kilt before?
I like Twisted Kilt too, but
Tilted
Twin
Kilt.
Peaks is fun.
Twisted Kilt.
We went there. We were driving down the road. It was like a Monday night or a Tuesday night, and we had just left the mall there in Marietta. We were like, well, let's go get something to eat and see something. So we look over. There's Olive Garden. There's like 2 cars in a parking lot. We look over here. There's like the other thing. You know, nobody. And all of a sudden, we see this restaurant up here, and the parking lot's packed. And there's like TVs going everywhere. And we're like, well, there must be a live band or something. You know, well, let's go here. Twin Peaks. And I'm thinking like, you know, the TV show. You know, just like what goes through your mind.
The TV show.
We walked to the door. We opened it like, welcome to Twin Peaks. And they got like titties in your face. And it's like, oh, Twin Peaks.
Yeah, now you get it.
It's like Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. I know. Is that over by Town Center Mall?
Yes.
Is that,
yeah,
okay, I knew that sounded familiar.
Yeah, we don't. We have a couple of Hooters still here in Charleston, but the best one I ever been to was the one in Myrtle Beach. That was definitely not even close. They were definitely discriminating against small-chested women there. That's for sure.
Do you remember Hooters Air? Did you ever fly Hooters Air? That was
awesome. The airline? No.
It was awesome, dude.
Hooters Air.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, they used to have an airline, and the stewardesses or whatever, the flight attendants were Hooters waitresses.
Yeah, it was Hooters Air. It had the planes white with the big Hooters on it.
Yeah, they give you beer and chicken wings on a flight.
Did they have a lot of female passengers on that, or was it mainly men?
It is probably pretty much a sausage fest, yeah.
I flew it one time, and yeah, it was all dudes.
Yeah.
Where did you fly Hooters Air to?
It didn't matter. He just wanted to get on the plane.
He's like, just keep going.
Wherever they were going is where he was going.
No, we actually went to New Jersey. So we flew out of, we went to Newark. We had something else like going on there, so we ended up choosing to fly Hooters Air, and they actually went to Newark, New Jersey. And we flew out of over there in, I guess it was Myrtle Beach.
Why would you ever go to New Jersey?
Yeah, I had friends getting married.
Oh, okay.
And so we just chose Hooters Air because it was fun.
Nice.
What
happened to it? Why did that not work out?
Gee.
Well, I'm pretty sure they alienated, I mean, not like 50% of the people, but, you know.
Probably at least 50% of the people.
Hey, sweetheart, I got us a flight. We're going Hooters Air. You're gonna love it.
Imagine the meeting they were having. Our restaurants are so successful. Everybody loves it. I got an idea. Let's start an airline.
Yeah, very low startup cost, low overhead. It's going to be great.
The only place we'll fly out of is Myrtle Beach.
but you know, like Pete. Okay, like Mrs. Pete, she doesn't mind going to places like that, does she?
No.
Nah, neither does Mrs. Fool. I mean, she likes going to places like that. She thinks it's fun, and you know, it's.
I mean, if I was like, "Hey, let's go to Hooters," she'd probably be like, "Oh, really? Is there somewhere else we can go?" Not because it's what it is. It's because, I mean, it's kind of a trashy place, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Applebee's with tits.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
For sure.
The food's not great.
You know, I'd much rather go to an Applebee's with tits than an Applebee's.
Well, yeah.
It's grosser than Hooters.
Yeah, Applebee's has a lot worse food than Hooters.
Applebee's is disgusting.
With apples, right?
Yeah, that's right. Applebee's is dirty in the kitchen, and Hooters is dirty on the floor. You know,
Right.
It's like,
right
do
out
you want to go look at boobs, or do you want this salad bar from Ruby Tuesdays? I'm going with the boobs and the shit
salad
food.
bar.
You want some snap peas? Yeah. Or titties.
Oh, the Nature Boy says the misogyny on this panel is appalling.
Yeah.
It is. I'm very offended by all of you.
So, Pete, are we to expect like some great announcement on the Lunch Money Show tonight, or
Is that what's happening?
Um,
You're gonna figure out where we're
I think the goal is to go ahead and make a decision. Yeah.
nice? That's cool.
Are you guys accepting suggestions for events? Because I have about 100 ideas for events.
You have to put them in an email.
Yeah, I don't know if we're discussing events yet, but that's such a
win because I have several ideas.
plus exactly where we hold it also can dictate what some of the events would be suitable and which ones wouldn't. So
Yes, and also anything that happens during the football season may also.
that's another good point. Yeah, like with the mustard bottle throw and the shoe throw. Yeah, something's bound to happen to turn into an event during the season. That's a good point.
Cousin Casey has the comment of the day, in my opinion. He says the Two Towers must be the male version.
Oh, yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It's like I have a cousin of mine, and he's legally blind, and we were on our way to a concert one time, and he's got like the bladder of like a 90-year-old woman as well. So we were stuck, and this was, I think we were going to the Omni maybe before they tore it down. One of those places. Yeah. So there was like no easy way to get in or out. And he had to piss because we'd been chugging beer the whole way down. And he was about to die. And he's like, I gotta pee. So I look over. I'm like, well, where can I let him go? And I look over to the right. And he's legally blind, so he can't really tell what's going on. But I look over to the right and there was Swinging Richards. So
Yep, this is fucked up.
I pulled it there. I said, run in there. They've got a bathroom. He comes out about 2 minutes later. He's like, you son of a bitch.
That's pretty good.
Dang, fools, you did that man dirty.
What's Swinging Richard?
Fools, go ahead and tell him.
Well, what's the nickname for Richard?
Dick.
All right, Swinging Dicks. It's a gay male strip club.
Do they discriminate against micro penis men?
Okay.
Yes.
I imagine there's a metric they go by.
Did he pee while he was in there? Or?
I don't know. He really didn't want to talk about it, so he did have some extra cash on the way out, though.
He was okay after that.
That's funny.
Did he say anything the rest of the night, or did he just stare at the wall blankly for an hour or two?
Was he walking a little funny?
No, he was on the ground crying in a fetal position.
This show went exactly where I wanted it.
Well, all good things must come to an end. I actually have to leave. I have to go get my kid from school. So it was almost
priorities, dude.
Almost a 3-hour show. Yeah, the school looks down upon you leaving your kids there.
Yeah.
Not picking them up.
Cool. I look forward to the Lunch Money Show tonight.
All right, man.
See you guys later.
Sure.
See you
Later.
All right. Any last words, VicTube?
Nope. Think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, as usual.
Yeah, for having me on, Pete.
All right.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See you later, buddy. All right. Last words, nerds.
I love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
I can't wait for the freaking ACC show. It's been too long.
Yes.
And I saw you were live, and I wanted to say what's up because I know we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Are you playing a video game right now?
Yeah. Is that okay?
That's ultimate multitasking. You're playing a video game and on the StreamYard at the same time.
I'm gaming.
You're gaming, bro.
Yeah. You know me.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. Tune into Lunch Money if you're able to. Tune into the Lunch Money show tonight, and we'll talk.
I will.
Talk about the slobs. All right. See you later, Sea Dog.
Later.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I don't know. My cat knocked over my camera. I don't even know if it's straight. Kinda. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning into the Midday Show. Almost a 3-hour show today. About 2 hours and 40 minutes. Good to be back. Again, tonight, Lunch Money show at 10 p.m. We'll talk about the destination for the Slab Olympics 2024 and some other stuff, I guess. We'll probably talk about my trip a little bit. I don't know. We'll talk about some spring games. I don't know. A lot going on for April in the world of college football YouTube. Thanks to all the people that sent in donations. Appreciate you. And have a great Monday. See you soon.